From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
It's a week on Friday, August 19th, 2016, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and this week's show is sponsored by Squarespace. Whether you need a landing page, a beautiful gallery, a professional blog, or an online store, it's all possible with Squarespace.
Okay. I need to talk about Squarespace. I was on with Squarespace Help yesterday, and I was asking them to help me with a question that really they had no bother with. I mean, it was like kind of about Squarespace.
Were you just asking, like, does this color look better or that color? Just one little tips?
It wasn't.
Were you at a life crossroads?
Yeah, it wasn't far from that. But
Do you guys like Helvetia Sands?
Right. But I was on, so I got on their chat. Because you've said before, just get on their chat. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emily V.
Emily V. She's the best.
Oh, you have no idea. On chat, spent an hour with me searching like the internet for an answer. We're sharing blog posts back and forth, trying to figure out how to like interact with this Icelandic.
Your next baby's middle name, Emily.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
At Squarespace, but specifically, I would like to dedicate this entire show to Emily V at Squarespace. And I hope she hears this because she is an incredible person.
That's awesome. Well, creating a website with Squarespace is easy. You can use their beautiful templates if you want. You can customize them. You can add and arrange your content and features with a click of a mouse.
Emily told me about all that.
Yeah.
It's so easy. She showed me templates.
Oh my goodness. Design a best-in-class online store with Squarespace's award-winning templates, customizable settings, and more, all without a single plugin. And you know what? If you sign up for a year of Squarespace, you'll receive a custom domain for free for that year. If you want to do an online store, they actually have seamless commerce tools that can track inventory and process the orders and do all the custom emails and stuff. It's pretty amazing what you can do with the Squarespace website now. Start your free trial today at squarespace.com. When you decide to sign up for Squarespace, enter offer code RELEVANT to get 10% off your first purchase.
I actually
Squarespace.com.
did. So thanks.
Oh, I do too.
No, I appreciate it.
When I did Trapped in the Cage, all the other ones, I signed up for Squarespace. I put in Relevant and get 10% off.
Why wouldn't you?
I know.
Yeah, it's a great deal.
Come
So
on.
like I said, I'm your host, Cameron. Here with me in our Orlando studios, Eddie Big Cat Koffels.
Oh, it's really good to see you. Oh, I'm Jesse. Oh.
Over there on the ones and twos, our producer, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
He's my brother. On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
And from Portland, Oregon, back with us after like a month and a year off, it seemed
weeks,
like.
2 weeks.
All right.
3
Joy
months.
Eggerichs Reed.
Back from her honeymoon.
Present.
We have missed you.
Thank you.
Well, we have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, Rick Warren joins us. He's one of my favorite people in the entire world. He's one of my heroes. And he joins us to talk about kind of navigating this political season as fair-minded Christians.
I wonder if he's going to do another one of those, because the McCain-Obama, he had them both on stage.
Yeah. No, I don't think he is. Honestly, this one's just maybe a little too volatile.
Because you know who is a you-know-what? You got it.
Rick has spoken wise words of, wise words into my life over the years.
Even he knows he's got to tap out of this election.
Yeah, he's a stay above the fray kind of guy.
Right.
And that's why everybody respects him, honestly. He's coming up later. And then also one of our favorite indie bands, Colony House, joins us on the show to give us kind of the inside scoop on their upcoming album, Only the Lonely, which is a soundtrack to my life.
Yeah, we knew that was coming. I felt it. I felt a real dark cloud come over your...
Hey, so it's a big deal what's going on right now in the world. The Olympics are happening.
Yes.
This is taking the world by storm.
Have you been watching
the Olympics? But in our world, the Olympics of estate sales happened this week.
It was a really...
Oh, I saw pictures.
After last week's podcast, Eddie, was it Thursday morning, Friday morning?
Oh, yeah,
Eddie and
Thursday
I
morning.
went to the second of what could be 3 or 4 estate sales at the Holy Land Experience here in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah. As a real quick side note, the Holy Land Experience, for those of you who are new or, I mean, I guess like have friends in a life, like the Holy Land Experience is a theme park devoted to, you know, the Bible here in Orlando. And it is the
gaudiest.
It is a real gaudy place. So they're having an estate sale.
They're like shedding a lot of the God.
And a lot of people...
Not God, but the gaudy.
Yeah. And a lot of people... Oh, wow. Well...
And for those of you who can't see the studio right now, there's actually 12 9 feet tall golden angels in the studio. They've totally redone the place.
Okay, so we did go last week, and last week was the outdoor sale. It was all the statues and the Noah's Ark animals and the huge things, right? And it was
a cross section of Orlando, certainly.
it was interesting. And so Eddie and I met there, not knowing what we were gonna encounter.
Like, did you guys run into each other, or you planned to go together?
No, we planned to meet there, and I texted Eddie about an hour out, and I said, "Hey, man, I'm gonna run about 15 minutes late." He said, "No problem." And like when we would have met at 10 o'clock, I was going to get there 10:15. At 10 o'clock, he starts texting me, "Get here now." Anyway, I'm going, okay, I'm turning, I'm pulling in. He's out by the road flagging me down. Like he was he couldn't go any further. He had to go wait out by the street for me.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the Holy Land.
And how many people were there too?
I would say shopping 3, working it 5.
Yeah.
So I mean, we had to act quickly.
So I posted a couple pictures of the day, but here on the podcast I have some clips. I recorded Eddie. Eddie was giving us a little bit of play-by-play, and we'll give a couple of highlights here on the show in a second. But what I learned on that was we were plotting. The night before, Eddie was like, "Hey, you know what you need to do?
Yeah,
you need to start a rivalry with Jesse, and you need to buy one of these statues and drive it up there, you and Chandler, and drop it off at 2 a.m. on his driveway with no explanation, not even tell him."
and this wasn't.
But can I just say that's not a rivalry? That's just a nice gesture. Like it's a token. I would consider if someone left a like 7 foot tall bronze Roman centurion on my driveway, just a token of goodwill.
Yeah. No, they didn't have normal centurions.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the stock and the price in a moment.
Yeah, so I'm pricing out the trailers. I was like, we're going. I don't have plans this weekend. I'm getting Chandler. We're going.
I could tell Cameron was just sitting there watching, Mad About You or whatever you watch at night. You're just sitting there waiting, right? And
so Cameron's basically planning a heist, is what he's doing.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it was all done. So when we meet there in the morning, it is all but certain that he'll be driving that afternoon to your home in Virginia
with the statue in tow.
And Channing, which I don't know if Channing knew this, but
I look out the window and there's like a mysterious florist van, and it's clearly Chandler in the passenger seat with a fake mustache.
Acme Cleaning Services.
Yeah, Acme Florist is outside.
Florist.
Like, I am 99% positive that guy in that iron-on, that florist hat with an iron-on logo and a fake mustache is Chandler Strang.
Yeah.
And that florist has been out there for about 5 hours now.
So we get there, and I mean, they have like 2 sizes. They have the 8 foot tall actual marble, painted gold and purple and yellow, but marble statues of
incredibly
biblical
expensive to create.
scenes and whatever. And these are running a solid $900 a pop.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a little much for a joke.
I know,
but a great deal for a marble statue. Right.
But I assumed that as we got deeper into it,
so there's the tension.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I assumed as we got deeper into it, we'd find something.
Yeah.
So then we kind of head and you get into the Noah's Ark area.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of animals. P.S. Animals like a penguin.
There's a penguin. There was you got your giraffes and your elephants and your lions and stuff like that. But then there's a penguin. There was a macaw.
Well, real quick, how young Earth are they in their theology? Are they Creation Museum status?
Yeah.
What I'm asking is, were there dinosaurs and did they have saddles on them?
There were no dinosaurs. So then the 5-ish foot statues, they're running only a decent $400. But these are kind of the plastic and paper mache ones. They're not the marbles. So
it's a giraffe missing a leg.
So it's just, again, a little much for a joke.
Right.
If there were statues going like a bargain basement $100, I would have been in Virginia Beach the next day.
The problem was the statue that was $100 was a macaw that was 7 inches high. And you're just you're just like, when Jesse walks out front and just sees like a little fake macaw, he's just going to pick it up and toss it in the trash. This has got to be inconvenient. You got to be able to not pull the Mazda.
I probably wouldn't think twice. I probably would think that macaw somehow, became petrified and just fell from the sky. It's an unfortunate macaw accident. He had some weird macaw sickness.
Another morning, another dead macaw. Just.
But here's what we learned. I'm about to play a clip of Eddie's tour, live on the scene.
Hot take.
But what we learned, what they told us, because I was like, where's the stuff that's under $400? Yeah. And she goes, well, next Friday, we have the inside auction. Oh, yeah. And it's all the wall stuff. Hey, here's the deal. I want a gold throne. I would spring for a gold throne.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it would be a nice touch for the office.
Have all your meetings on that.
That's
throne.
what I'm saying. It's in the conference room at the end of the table.
Please, you may enter.
And everybody else has folding chairs.
And then the gold
Right.
throne. And then- but there's a couple of I got to get some tchotchkes for the studio wall. We got to have something to commemorate the Holy Land experience as we knew it.
Of course.
Oh yeah, that's right.
My question about this whole experience is like, okay, so you said there was only a handful of other buyers there.
Yeah.
Who is purchasing the $900 marble statues?
You're
Okay,
gonna. A
yeah.
lady drove up, and Eddie
yeah.
gave her a tip.
I'll just say there are a lot of people who would buy that.
Yeah, it was a lot of church folk. I think. Thinking about their foyers.
Right. Churches that have a lot of purple in there.
Because you
their
need
color scheme.
need the white statue of the entire disciples. So like there's 13 statues,
Right.
All together in a semicircle.
Did they come in a set or?
They were priced individually. You could mess that up. You could just buy Thomas or something.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, like, oh man, my set's incomplete.
Yeah.
Well, then you could really hike the price up on it, because if they have the other 11, they're going to need Thomas.
Yeah,
The
because
set
if they're
series.
going for the other 11, they're going to be in for a solid 10 grand.
You might as well charge them 10 grand just to get Thomas.
10 grand just to get Thomas.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
But to these people that are using them for church decor, I mean, they're basically view them as evangelism tools. Like these will bring the next generation into our church.
Well, and it's true.
Like,
I mean,
yes.
Eddie got overwhelmed. There was a Jesus with his arms out. And his purple is a brass one with purple robe,
was
and
really
I
pretty.
posted a picture of him overcome and hugging it.
It was.
So
Yeah. I had so many quiet times there. It was nuts.
Did other people see you doing this or?
That was the hard part. Is that like there were two guys there that thought this was funny, and you're listening to both of them.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
No,
Everybody
but
else.
what you got to understand at these type of religious estate sales, like when people go to like car dealership, they kick the tires and
Yeah.
kind of look under the hood.
Yeah.
When deciding if they want to make a major purchase.
Yeah.
At these type of things, doing what Eddie did is completely natural and normal.
You gotta
Like,
hug
you
it.
go, you pray by it, you weep forehead to forehead with the statue.
Little stigmata brewing. All right, I'll take that one.
Man.
all right, here we go. Here's Eddie on the scene. The Holy Land Experience auction. This is really happening.
FYI, a Jesus goes for about $700 here, which is a steal.
It's a steal. Savior, life size. We'll post this video on the podcast episode page this week.
let's
See, this Jesus is
That one's got a very special plasticky face.
this one.
Oh no, that's iron. That's gonna be an expensive one.
yeah. I can't tell.
That Jesus appears to be,
800.
except that the price has been paid.
I didn't make that joke because I know I made that joke later.
He did. Okay, so that's what we were just getting in there. This is our
That was
first
my-
checking the prices.
I wonder if my whole life wasn't made for that joke.
This is the point in the video where Eddie decides he wants to go into the TBN studio, which we're next to, not the Holy Land
we're
Experience
right
theme park,
there.
but the actual TV studio. So we walk around the corner, and he says to me, he goes, "Let me do the talking." I'm like I would say a word. I mean,
Trust me.
yeah. And so we go up to the door. It's locked. So Eddie stood at the door and knocked and made that joke as he was standing at the door and knocking.
It's requirement.
It was locked. We couldn't get in.
Behold.
Here's the recap
Behold.
from Eddie. Here's Eddie's recap.
Well, we saw a lot today. I think that this, when you think about what is Florida, I think this is what you think of. We decided though that we're not going to get anything today. We are going to come back. There's another sale happening, and apparently they're selling off a lot of stuff. We know what we're looking for, and like the wand will find us. You understand what I'm saying? We'll find it.
I am not that good at that.
Yeah, let the target draw the arrow is what you're saying. Like the right throne is there, hidden
yeah.
amongst the trinkets. You just have to,
We'll know it. But anyhow,
Yeah.
it's really interesting.
But I was bummed because I was excited at the idea of at 2 a.m. dropping a large marble, gaudy,
oh, yeah.
ram horn horse, prophet riding thing on Jesse's driveway with no explanation.
And then
Can
turning
I
around
say
and
the
driving
only
back,
thing that
right?
would have made me happier of you guys doing that? Literally the only thing is if for somehow you got the wrong house house on my street. Right. And I woke up that morning not to see it out on my
Or
driveway.
we have like your old address.
Yeah, but like we're like the guy across the street. Like he goes out to get his paper and it's just sitting there, and suddenly I know what happened.
Right.
You know, but it's like you know what? I would never tell him. I would never tell him and let him
just out there in
always
his-
wonder how it ended up there.
In his slippies. Debbie, get out of here. What on earth?
So anyway, our plan was 2 a.m, drop it off. We were going to come back in the morning and just
Yeah.
wait in the bushes and record your family discovering it.
Yeah.
And at which point later, about an hour or two later, after we would have been getting texts, I'm sure. At
Yeah.
some point, we would have gotten asked, "Do you know anything about this?"
Right.
We
I'm
would
sure
have
you would have
said,
gotten asked
"Yeah, we're down at the
immediately.
Denny's. We're here," and then we would have hung out with you all day, and it would have
Yeah.
been a lot of fun. But we wouldn't have helped you move it.
Just you, and then you walk in the house, and Dana's just like, I hate your
I'm
friends.
genuinely
I hate all your
disappointed that
friends.
plan didn't come to fruition.
I haven't liked one friend you've ever had, Jesse.
So I'm planning on going back later this week to see what we can find on the inside one. We're going to enjoy it a lot more because it'll be air conditioned.
Oh yeah.
Well, and there's got to be room for negotiation, right? I mean, you're like, if I buy a throne and a marble Jesus, can you come down in price?
That was
Are you gonna
interesting.
try?
It's interesting. They didn't seem to
didn't
have
seem
that
like a haggle.
negotiation vibe.
Yeah.
But you never know because I mean they've been at this for a while.
Yeah.
You got to feel like they're going to want to sell something eventually.
Yeah. I mean, my challenge is for you to try really hard and record it. I just want to hear that interaction.
Haggling
Oh,
for
haggling.
a big marble Jesus.
Listen, I have 12 pieces of silver here.
Yeah.
How much is it worth?
All right. How about this? Well, I can't make that joke. I realize I can't make a casting lots joke. It's super messed up. So anyway,
Well, they wouldn't get it. I mean, it would be right over their heads.
yeah.
The
Joey,
funny thing is,
I like the haggling idea,
The
Joey.
estate sale company, like, they're not a religious organization. So I'm just thinking, these employees, what are they thinking about all this?
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Just like what on earth?
What on
Why are
earth?
we moving this 12-foot centurion?
And let me ask you this too, Cameron. To be honest, what are the odds that 0 items were sold that entire day?
No. There was a lady buying stuff when we left.
Oh, yeah.
She
Oh,
was
okay.
sitting down to do the paperwork.
There were some like ornamental trees that people seem to be into, but I'm curious how many of those gigantic $800, $700 Jesuses are left over.
All right, well, moving the show along, it's time for our look back at what happened this week in culture and entertainment. It's time for
In case you missed it.
Hey, in case you missed it, did you see that Making a Murderer co-defendant Brendan Dassey's conviction
Yes.
has
I
been
heard about that.
overturned?
I did
Yeah, that's
see
crazy.
that.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Brendan Dassey was convicted of first-degree homicide, second-degree sexual assault, and mutilation of a corpse following the death of Teresa Halbach in 2005, and sentenced to life with no parole for 41 years. He was just 16 years old at the time. Details of his trial and the manipulative lines of questioning from police created an outrage when they were aired as part of Netflix's show Making a Murderer, the true crime documentary series. A federal judge overturned the conviction this week, saying Dassey's constitutional rights were violated and investigators intentionally misled Dassey during interrogations. The judge wrote this: "These repeated false promises, when considered in conjunction with all relevant factors, most especially Dassey's age, intellectual deficits, and the absence of a supportive adult, rendered Dassey's confession involuntary under the 5th and 14th Amendments." It's unclear when he's going to be released because the Wisconsin general attorney may still appeal the decision. He may
Yeah.
go back on trial or whatever. But basically, that thing has been overturned. And basically, they said he either needs to be retrialed or he's going to walk within a few days. So
Yeah, of everything in that series that was, compelling and left more questions than answered, his whole storyline was the most.
It was audacious.
Yeah, it seemed very
Yeah.
egregious of what happened to him. But I mean, I'm not.
look at us being incredulous and audacious and egregious. And just, we're getting
Well,
sassy.
because they let him. I mean, it was just preying upon someone so young and telling him, "Do you want to be an?" It was appealing to his desire to do the right thing
Yeah.
by saying, "If you just tell us you did this, then you can go free." And that was a lie. So he
Right.
finally admitted to these things, and it was just such a.
Yeah.
I think that's what fired us all up so much because it was a manipulation of a youth
And he was there
who
for so
didn't know
long.
better.
with kind of
18
mental
hours or something.
capacity, his learning
Yeah.
issues.
Someone
So-
started a Kickstarter campaign this week because I don't know if you guys remember, there's a moment where it's framed in the documentary to kind of show how detached he was from the gravity of the situation, where he says, like, am I going to not be home and I'm going to miss WrestleMania, which was going to be on TV.
Yeah.
Or he had a presentation in sixth period he was hoping to get back for.
Yeah.
You know?
But someone has started a
WrestleMania.
Kickstarter campaign to raise money that upon his release to send him to WrestleMania Live.
Oh, that'd be
Wild.
nice.
Yeah, that's wild. What a interesting story. So I wonder if we may know by the time this podcast airs, but like they would have to start another trial really quickly, right?
Yeah.
Or it's done. Like he's out. Isn't it nuts just between like Making a Murderer and Serial, how it really seemed to move the needle of the justice system for these cases? Like
And Jinx, too.
Maybe it's
Yeah, I think Jinx really was.
I never saw it. It was
Really?
too
Oh.
scary.
Well, I mean, they got an on-air
heard of it.
confession in that case.
Kind of.
That they didn't discover for like a year, right?
No,
the
they-
audio
yeah.
guy was just listening
Yeah,
later
an
and he was
hour
like,
and a
"What?"
half, a year and a half. They're sitting on this thing where like he's, they stopped filming, but the mic was still live.
Wow.
And the crew left him, and he took his mic. He went into the bathroom, and so like several minutes after they stopped filming the interview, he's like talking to himself in the bathroom, like, why did you do that? Whatever. They didn't know they had that on tape for
That's
a
insane.
year and a half when they were actually editing the actual series. And then they came upon it.
What?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wild. It's
I've
like
not even heard of this show.
It's
Oh,
on HBO
you guys should watch
on
it.
Robert
It
Durst,
really
the
is
real life.
phenomenal.
Oh, I have heard of this.
Is
Okay.
it scary though?
It was a couple years ago. No, it's not scary.
Wow.
Okay.
Eddie, you would find it fascinating just for like the studying human psychosis. Like it's
Okay.
just, he is such an anomaly, and it's fascinating to watch what he like believes and then can convince other people to believe. And then also just that he's uber rich. So he had this incredible team every time he went to trial that, got him out of stuff.
The crazy thing that all of this underscores is not just like these are isolated cases, but when you read stats about how the exoneration rate is like higher than it's ever been, it's not because more cases are tried with bad evidence or there's bad prosecutors. It's because just now there are organizations popping up in mass across the country that are actually looking at cases. Like the scary thing is these types of cases and this type of behavior from prosecutors might not be the outlier. Like in a lot of cases, this is the norm. And when you start digging in, you see a lot of faulty systems in place in the justice system, and there's a lot of innocent people behind bars.
Well, and I got to say, it was really interesting. Channing, have you listened to the extra hour from last week's show? Did you hear the stuff that Jesse said? Pretty
When he went to the bathroom.
bad.
My mic was on.
The stuff that gets
We'll take over his host.
Yeah,
We'll take over.
the stuff that gets
I've
edited out
stolen
is
7 marble Jesuses worth north of $35,000. I mean, we're talking grand larceny at this point.
He's holding them ransom.
Yeah.
In case you missed it, this week, Anderson .Paak and the Free Nationals killed it during their NPR Tiny Desk concert. It's that series that
Love it.
NPR does, and lo-fi artists come in and kind of reinterpret their music, kind of what we do here in our studio sometimes, but they have
tinier desks.
They use drums.
very little desks. Anyway, the clip went viral this week because it's so good. Anderson .Paak, by the way, is one of my favorite rappers, one of the best hip hop albums of the year. Get the edited version. Here is Anderson .Paak and the Free Nationals Tiny Desk series.
All in the palm of your head. Hold up. Ain't nobody holding you back. Don't it feel like it's been far too long, girl? Hold up. Your heart don't stand a chance. Your knees just on the pace. Your eyes keep me all in the trance. And let me ask you, I know the approach is so far from what you used to. But you know it. Hey, do I hold the candle to the last one over your moon? Baby, of course I flew, but I'm not over what we had. Don't it feel like it's been far too long, girl?
That's nuts.
Yeah, and the cool thing is he's
Good.
playing drums while he's rapping and stuff.
It is insane how like the raw musicianship.
He's drumming and rapping?
Yeah.
That
That's him.
seems impossible.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like playing lead guitar.
If I was doing that, I'd be like rapping with the beat.
Yeah.
Like, is that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like,
Here is my drum thing, and I'm rapping.
my brain
My
can't like.
name is Cameron.
My belly got my head.
Boom, tra, boom, tra. It would be impossible.
It would be impossible. Oh man, it was good. It went viral for a reason.
Yeah, seriously.
And his voice, it's one of the coolest voices like in hip hop.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
because he sings really well too.
yeah.
I
It's a
have
great album.
drumsticks. I am at a desk. Boom, 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 tsh, boom, boom.
And then Cameron just starts making the drum sounds with his mouth. Ba, 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 boom, ba, ba, boom, ba. Everyone at the NPR office is just looking over like, is this the right guy?
Maybe we need to stop doing this.
Maybe just
He
get him
making
a
drum sounds with his mouth.
I got a deadline.
You
I
would
gotta-
tell him that he doesn't have to play drums and singing if that's not something he's ever did before. Like that's not a thing that we do.
Here I
It would
play
just
the
Christian pop.
hi-hat. Bass drum. Boom, 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 boom.
Hey, in case you missed it, this week it was announced Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly are teaming up again
Finally.
to make a Holmes and Watson movie. I mean, they did Talladega Nights, they did Step Brothers.
My favorite comedy.
Okay, but see, I'm with you that Step Brothers like holds up
Yeah.
really, really well.
Yeah.
I watched it like kind of I watch it pretty regularly. Like maybe
One of the few DVDs I own,
Every
weirdly.
5 or 6 months I'll watch it again.
Yeah.
I watched it again because we mentioned it on the podcast
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Oh, it's
how much
filthy.
we like. Yeah, I was because I think I watched the TBS version a lot.
Yeah.
I
No,
was.
no. I would get the uncensored version.
Oh man. I think I just keep watching it because they do pop up on Comedy Central and TBS, right? And I keep watching it, and then I put it on like Apple TV the other day.
Yeah.
It's
Holy
filthy.
moly!
So as a
Last time I saw it was at your house, actually.
Yeah, as a disclaimer, Relevant Podcast does not say you should watch this movie. Eddie Koffoltz says it's a very funny movie.
But
Joy
or,
and
or
Joy.
watch the TBS version.
Right,
Yeah.
watch it, or watch the Kids Pop
It's
version.
still really funny.
I did start watching it one time with my dad. I had never seen it, and we
Oh,
started
no.
watching it, and like just the
Oh,
opening
no.
scene, we were like, let's watch something else.
It's like watching Titanic
Yeah,
with your dad.
sweetheart,
Yeah.
we need to talk about your movie choices.
Yeah, seriously.
well, the
I
good
love you.
news
I don't
is,
respect this choice.
Yeah, your mother and I are very nervous about you.
The good news is this one. Well, for the good news for people that want to watch this with their conservative parents is this one's rated PG-13.
Yeah, that's right. This one, they're
Love it.
they're keeping it friendly for the kids.
I think John C. Reilly is maybe the funniest person alive right now. Everything he does, especially when it gets real weird, like the Steve Brule stuff that he does.
So good.
Oh man, is he funny? He is so strange.
You know who's also from that kind of like alt comedy stuff? Have you been watching Vice Principals, the comedy on HBO?
I cannot watch that show at night because I laugh
It's
so hard
so
that I
funny.
can't.
I've not even heard of it.
Oh man,
You look it up.
It's on HBO. It is filthy.
Who's in it?
Danny McBride.
Danny McBride. That's
Yeah.
who I was made me think of because I think of John C. Reilly and Danny McBride kind of that same
Yes,
level of hilarity.
Yeah.
And just they go places that nobody else could go.
Vice Principals. I don't even think I can recommend that show, but it is so funny.
Danny McBride steals every scene he's in anything.
He's a cool
his,
dude.
Just his disposition, just him sitting there is hilarious.
He's just a funny person. Yeah. And the range of John C. Reilly's acting ability. I mean, he's like a professionally trained, wonderful actor who has done
He's
Shakespeare.
in Magnolia, isn't he, Eddie?
You want to talk about that movie? Anyway.
Well, production starts on the movie this fall, so this is an early,
Very early.
You know, yeah.
This is
it's
like us
going to be on
putting
a while.
Hillsong on the cover. We're
Oh, snap! That's
we
true.
have, we have plenty of time before this movie comes
Oh,
out.
that's good.
Plenty of time.
That's good. Oh man. In case you missed it, this week Adele was she's on tour right now, and she had a show at the LA Staples Center last week, and she decided to invite a random fan on stage and asked her if she wanted to sing.
Yeah.
And what she didn't know was that fan was Jamie Grace, a Grammy-nominated Christian music star.
Yeah.
She belted out a few bars of Elvis's "I Can't Help Falling in Love with You," and Adele was clearly impressed and applauded and hugged her, and the crowd went crazy. Jamie Grace actually told ABC News later that the moment may have saved her career after this clip went viral. She says, "I've legitimately contemplated retiring, 100% fact. Not too embarrassed to say I sought out a Christian counselor since last year. I've been trying to process why I feel like God is calling me to this amazing purpose, yet for some reason things just aren't working out. However, that night was a reminder and an assurance that I do have a voice, and the voice does matter. It was everything I needed." Here is a clip that went viral of
awesome.
Jamie Grace getting called up at Adele's concert.
Why
Oh man, I loved. So those of you who have not watched the clip, Adele at a point, and I mean, this is Adele, arguably one of the greatest singers of all time, certainly living.
Well, her and Will Ferrell, I would say.
I would say the two of them, certainly.
John C. Reilly in Magnolia is pretty
Is
good.
fantastic.
Yeah.
But like Adele, at some point when she really starts going, just steps back and like puts her hand on her chest and just can't handle how good Jamie Grace is.
It's true.
It was really good.
I mean, imagine like you're just like kind of randomly calling a fan up, like, "Hey, you want to sing? Go ahead." Almost to like contrast how good I am.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's a Grammy-nominated singer, just
she has,
blows
like,
everyone away.
And she had like stage presence, like she knew how to like hold a microphone and kind of like be present. It was very, very good. It was awesome.
really
to see.
good.
Jamie Grace has her name on her guitar, which I also thought was a cool move.
Eddie,
it's kind of
if
an
you were
Elvis level move.
for some reason called up on an Adele concert
Yeah.
to sing, what would you sing? Would you even attempt to
What was
do
that
so?
Will Ferrell song in the penultimate scene of Step Brothers at the wine?
Gosh, when he's like, what is
At
the
the
song?
Catalina wine.
Let's give
Catalina
him
wine
something
mixer.
to talk about. Was the song
No,
that Will Ferrell?
and everybody cries and everybody gets reunited.
Oh, it's that Italian
That
song
Italian-
that I don't know the. But my favorite part is when Will Ferrell is singing the when John C. Reilly is saying to Will Ferrell, like, "You got to prove to me that you can sing," and Will Ferrell says, "I have a voice of a generation. I'm a songbird," and he sings that. Let's give him something to talk about.
And it's so timid.
And it was so timid and it was awful. And like John C. Reilly is like, no, I know good music. That was incredible.
That's right before Will Ferrell, like to John C. Reilly's character, unveils his most prized possession, a samurai sword autographed by Randy Jackson from American Idol.
I just saw Randy Jackson and I thought,
saw
I
him
gotta
in the
have him
mall.
sign the card, sign the sword. Of course. Did we just become best friends?
You guys let me
man.
know when you're done with that whole recap.
yeah, we're done.
Of a movie, of a 10-year-old movie? Yeah.
We're done now. In case you missed it, on an incredibly sad note, this week, a DJ Official passed away after a battle with cancer.
Yeah, that was so sad.
Yeah, he was. His real name is Nelson Chu. He passed away after undergoing a double lung transplant and a heart valve repair surgery following a long battle with cancer. DJ Official was the DJ and producer for a lot of the Reach Records guys. So
Yeah.
Lecrae,
Yeah.
Andy Mineo. He traveled with these guys. He made music. A lot of this music that has really taken kind of Christian hip hop to a whole nother level really was DJ Official. Propaganda, Trip Lee, all these guys on social media this week have just been talking
Yeah.
about the impact he has had, not just in their music, but for them personally, and what an amazing guy he was. In 2009, he released his own album. It was an acclaimed album called Intermission, and has long been an influential member of the 116 clique with the guys that I've been mentioning. A GoFundMe campaign has raised nearly $19,000 for his wife and 2 young daughters, and is still accepting
Oh,
donations. So
no.
please go give. In a series of tweets, Lecrae wrote, "When they criticized me, DJ Official stood up for me. He got in arguments defending me. For years, DJ Official walked with me through all the storms, negativity, and gossip. When I wanted to complain, DJ Official put it in perspective because he battled so much and fought so hard. When I was starting off, having a DJ Official beat was the greatest thing I could imagine. You mean the world to us, and we'll make sure folks know how much you mean to the movement. So be it. I know you DJing on the other side. See you soon." That's what Lecrae wrote on.
Did he have like little kids?
Yeah, 2 young daughters.
Oh man, that's all layers and layers of sadness.
Yeah, no, it was a really rough week. We covered this world. I mean, Lecrae
Yeah.
and all those
Yeah.
guys have been in our magazines, and
And I
we're
knew
friends
he
with
was
several of them.
sick
And it's
because they had talked about it. and
yeah,
we're
he'd
like,
been battling for a while, but I mean, he got approved for this double lung transplant, which was just a miracle in itself. And it was like he was making plans with the guys for some of the projects that they're working on after he recovered
Yeah.
from the surgery, and it took a drastic turn for the worse, and it caught everybody off guard. It was like a hopeful thing, and then turned very, very tragic.
But I will say this: if you look at his Twitter account in the last few weeks leading up to the surgery, which they knew was incredibly risky, his outlook and perspective, at least what he projected online, was really encouraging. And spoke to the kind of faith he had and the kind of life he led. And for people that want to kind of see some of his thoughts, they can check that out at DJ Official DJ.
I think we should get Propaganda on the show next week. I just want to hear from one of the people that was close to him.
Yeah,
let's get
for
Prop
sure.
on. We'll do that. Well, on that note, that very, very sad note, that'll do it for.
In case you missed it.
Okay. Whew. Let's do a
Yeah.
music break. Stay tuned. Up next, Slices.
So tell me, do you love someone? I lose it all the time. My head. I never had to know about it. Never know about the other side. So tell me, do you love someone? I lose it all the time. My head. I never had to know about the other side.
You're listening to Group Love. The song is "Do You Love Someone." I know. We covered Group Love.
bracing
We
for
covered
it.
Group Love in the magazine because it's
Yeah.
great music.
Yeah.
But like Jesse, we punted it for like 2 years. We wrestled with it because it's like just the name of the band.
Yeah, it's
Right?
I think it's more speaking of like what we've got on the podcast. Like we all care about each other a lot.
That's true.
yeah.
Got some Group Love going on here. At the beginning of the
Even that
podcast.
didn't work. Don't say it
At the
again.
beginning of the podcast, you
It
heard
feels creepy saying it.
Matt,
That's
Matt
the
would
thing.
appreciate.
Yeah, group respect. I think is what I would have named the band.
Group Love and Respect. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Vespertine. The song was Shatter in the Night. Now, I got to give credit where credit is due. Listener Zach Miller tweeted us and said, guys, you got to start a show with Vespertine Shatter in the Night. Checked it out because
Yeah.
we watched the Twitter account.
Yeah.
He was right. Good choice, Zach Miller.
I got to say, Zach Miller cutting through what have been a million other tweets of people like, check out this band. And you're like,
Right.
you are.
No,
you-
because he gave me a specific usage. He said this song for the beginning of the show. And
Yeah,
that is
knowing the
always a
vibe.
challenge.
Yeah, yeah.
It's always a challenge to find the right intro song to catch people. Okay, it's time for Slices. What do you have, Jesse?
All right. Well, I have a twofer, and I'll keep them both moving along quickly. But there, for some reason, there is nothing funnier to me than absurd stories written in the straight-faced AP style.
yeah.
Right? Like when a serious news writer, because AP style, for those who aren't, haven't studied journalism, is the type of copy that you read on like hard news outlets, like an old school newspaper. Or
The
something.
inverted pyramid. You lead with the strong lead.
Who, what, where, when, why. Yeah.
The information is urgent at the top and gets more context as you go down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's objective. It's void of personality. It's very information heavy.
Right.
Like that's the whole thing. You're just the facts, ma'am.
Right.
So whenever you have to read,
I have a
like,
T-shirt that says that, by the way.
Who says
I
that?
have a T-shirt that says that, by the way.
You wear on first dates.
I don't have any of those. I don't know.
Well, maybe if you stop wearing that T-shirt on this mistake. Like when she starts telling you about her personal feelings or something, you just shake your head and clear your throat and point at the
Just
T-shirt.
wearing the T-shirt.
You where you're from.
Obviously,
Let's
haven't
start
taken
there.
any journalism classes.
All right, so that's partly why I found this story so incredible. Partly it's just the subject itself. This is from WTVR.com, a local news outlet. A pet monkey got loose in a Walmart parking lot in Lancaster, Ohio, Sunday night after apparently escaping from a recreational vehicle.
Oh, I was going to say, what kind of video?
From a recreational vehicle. Now, when I first read that, I didn't like a recreational vehicle is a very odd way to describe. Like I was thinking, is it like an ATV? Like I'm thinking of some sort of like a clown car or a
You're
golf.
thinking of an RV?
I think of a Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah,
You're
it
thinking
turns out it was an RV.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
course it
RV,
was.
recreation.
But of course, like that's like what RV stands for. But in my mind, they should have just written RV, not recreational vehicle.
It's AP. You got to spell it out the first time.
RV.
Yeah.
Exactly. Video taken by Rachel Stewart shows a store employee trying to corral the diaper-wearing primate near the shopping cart return area. When the man gets close, however, the monkey can be seen jumping from the metal railing and grabbing him by the arm and clothing. A woman runs up to the employee yelling, "Let him go, let him go, let him go. If he bites you, they will put him down."
Wow, I love Jesse's news voice.
Yeah.
Monkey this week was seen escaping from an RV. Let him go. Let him go.
He was
So,
writing it.
evidently,
I love that she loves the monkey so much that she's just like, if he bites you, they're going to kill him. Just don't touch the monkey.
Yeah. Well, and I love that the Walmart employee went the extra mile here. Like, I mean, like if you're working in one of these scenarios, like when I worked at Kmart, they said if you witness shoplifting, like don't try to stop it. Just call the police or whatever. They don't want it to be a liability. But this Walmart employee had the initiative to go above and beyond the call of duty. I mean, considering he was out fetching shopping carts from the parking lot, he didn't have to involve himself in this,
right?
But he went over and beyond. So the monkey was eventually corralled.
So your slice was somebody has a pet monkey and it got out in the parking lot and then they got it.
Yeah.
So that was the slice.
And I just took a lot of joy in the fact that some newspaper reporter had to write this up as if it was a national news
A man's
story.
got to make his own bed.
right.
This is what he's done.
All right.
Yeah. So that's slice number one.
Okay. Keep going. The hits keep on coming. Slice number 2.
If that wasn't good enough.
Yeah. I know that one's weak, so I'm going to double down with a backup.
Eddie, was that your impression? Like, is this a character you're workshopping?
No.
It's like Jesse evolving into Harry Carey. That's what I feel like it's on the trajectory.
It's that guy that's on Fallon who plays like the camp counselor and the dad and stuff. That's the voice you're slipping
that's
into.
Right. It does, but that is exactly also Jesse's voice.
Yeah.
But continue on.
Keep moving.
So there's an interesting situation that happened in Rome recently because I guess a lot of people there in that city go on vacation during the summer. And so they've run into a problem where there's not enough volunteers to work at local soup kitchen. And several have closed around town. But considering Rome is, home to the Vatican, Pope Francis has come up with a unique solution that proves once again that he is the coolest pope ever. He has been throwing beach.
Granted, you're not really up on your medieval era popes.
He's the coolest pope in your lifetime.
He's the coolest pope in the last 30 years that you are remembering.
Out of the last 3, he's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because some of them really refined the calendar that we use.
Yeah.
It was did some stuff that was
That's pretty cool stuff.
Pretty much changed the course of history.
I gotta call you on that. I don't think calendar stuff's very cool. It's just pretty boring.
So anyhow,
what's the coolest thing you did in your life? Well, there's an extra day for the lunar cycle or whatever.
We've chosen the day that Jesus was born, so that's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, that is something. I would not say that's cool, though, Eddie.
Yeah, no, that's right. So, cool pope makes a soup kitchen.
I'll tell you what's way cooler is throwing beach and pizza parties for homeless people every single week for every night for the last 2 weeks. He's probably going to be doing it all summer long.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. So basically, the Pope has sent a bishop out in vans that are from the Vatican. They're labeled Vatican. He drives throughout Rome, loads them up with people that are part of the homeless community there. They have towels and they have bathing suits and they head to the beach for a couple hours of hanging out on the beach. This is from USA Today. Guests are given swimsuits, towels as music plays on the radio. So literally, the Pope is throwing a beach party for members of the homeless community.
Can I say one little thing that I thought about though when I heard about this story? You got to know that the homeless people are like, oh, it's an outdoor party. Great. Because that's not where I've been for the last week.
Right.
Because, maybe it would be a fun movie party.
Eddie, the story's not over yet.
Oh, keep going. Sorry.
So after their beach parties, they head over to a local pizza restaurant. And Pope Francis personally has paid for that restaurant to provide all these homeless people with free pizza. The bishop in charge of kind of the on the ground operation. So we're certainly not saving the world with some of these initiatives. We're not solving problems of homelessness in Rome, but we are restoring to them a little bit of dignity. I think that if more religious leaders took that example of throwing random beach and pizza parties, we could all be in a better place, despite naysayers like you, Eddie.
All right, what do you have, Joy?
Well, I am a self-proclaimed backseat driver. And so how do you guys feel about backseat driving? Are you one, or do you hate people who do it?
I don't drive anybody around. I drive alone.
God almighty with that. I mean, I don't hate.
I'm telling you, Cameron, I think that shirt is very off-putting to them. It makes it seem like you're not interested in any of their opinions. Like you're literally just looking for facts.
How do you mean you backseat drive? Like
I had one incident.
Does your
with
license
friends-
plate say just the facts, ma'am? Because I think that could be a problem too.
JST FCTS. Yeah, just facts.
Couple of reasons why I think I'm a backseat driver. One, I think I have a depth perception problem, so things seem closer.
Oh, no, that's the side mirrors. That's
those are my eyes every day.
You think you have a depth perception problem? I'll go there. I'll go there.
A self-diagnosed one.
Why do you have a depth? Why do you feel that way?
Because I am constant fake brakes when I'm in the passenger seat. Like I'm always like, whoa. Like my friend Liz last week, she was like, I think to save our friendship, you're going to have to drive everywhere. I mean, and it feels real. Like I don't think I'm a micromanager, but it really does feel real. But it's also because about like 7 or 8 years ago, I was driving with friends. I was literally in the back seat and I saw a car braking. They didn't see it. And I was like, brake, brake, brake. And the driver said, if you hadn't said that, we would have hit them. And I think that like kicked something into gear for me that I have to tell everybody about, brake lights.
Do you currently have both eyes?
One is glass. One is glass.
Okay. Yeah, it's a depth perception issue.
Okay, so I'm the only backseat driver.
No, I am. I'm really picky in a car, but mostly though, the problem is Brian and I have really found a great place in our marriage where she started driving more, and that's changed everything. Because my problem is when I'm driving and like she would say like, hey, you're supposed to turn right, which she's right, because I'm always lost. Like I can't get from this studio back to my house without a GPS. This is true. Like it's helped to like switch.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
It's
like 4 turns.
Never know where I am. Joy, let me ask you, are you kind of a backseat driver in your whole life? Though, like,
oh snap!
You're trying to get at here.
No, I'm asking the question.
Well, like you're saying, is her backseat driving a symptom of a bigger problem other than depth perception?
I guess that's exactly what I'm getting.
Like what? Eddie, Joy, let me spell this out. Eddie's insinuating that this isn't a problem with your eyes here.
Are you kind of a control freak? That's what we're getting at. Just answer.
I'm only a control freak when I question someone's competence. But if someone has proven their competence, I let them run with whatever they're doing.
So what? So is there some sort of device or something that will solve this backseat driving issue?
Okay, so no, my slice has nothing to do with a feature like that. However, this week, CEO of Ford, my home state, Michigan, Mark Fields, announced that by 2021, they are going to have fully like self-driving cars, not driver assistance cars, but like no gas pedals, no steering wheel, no brake pedals. No driver will be needed. That's in 5 years.
Did I see that it's going to be for like a drive share, kind of an Uber Lyft sort of situation?
That's how they're going to start it out. But they're like, they've never set a timeline. And so he goes to Silicon Valley and he announces this. And so it's probably going to ramp up the competitiveness, but they're on a mission and that's how they're going to start. But I guess like one of the facts that they're saying is that there's 30,000 accidents that are, 90% are always, due to human error. But I'm like, but what happens if an accident happens in this scenario? Yeah. Like there's just going to be lawsuits like crazy, right? Like how would they cover themselves?
I gotta tell you, I don't think this is a thing that my age will let me get it, like be okay with. Like,
so you're saying like if a robot taxi, if you could call what's essentially a robot taxi, you would not.
I'm all in. I love autonomous driving.
No. But like my
I can play Candy Crush all day.
My grandfather could never get past the idea that the internet is going to steal your whole identity, right? So he just he refused it. I don't know that I'm ever.
Well, he saw The Net with Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, right. His fears were valid.
Like I think
at that time they were valid.
Yeah, I would love to be driven around because I actually really hate driving, but I think it's terrifying.
No,
I think that's what would happen to me. I would be in a constant state of panic because I wouldn't have anyone to yell at. Like I would just be kicking the dashboard of
Siri,
brake.
Siri.
Yeah. It would solve that problem if they had those cool rear-facing seats like old station wagons.
Oh yeah, or you can't. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
But then I'm also like, how would the car always go the speed limit? Yeah. I feel like that would be a deterrent.
That would be the annoying thing for me.
Because some speed limits are like 35 is what we're supposed to be going here. But I feel like it would be fine, Joy. You could still yell and say whatever you want, but the car is just puttering along. It's
that's the thing. It's like you yell at your friend, they get mad at you. You yell at the car, it doesn't even have any feelings. Yeah, it's fine.
No,
but you feel good.
They can't love. They're just a robot. Who cares? Well, you can be mean to them.
Jesse, actually, part 2 of this is Ford is working on loving cars. Cars that will love you and make you feel accepted. when you're riding alone, like some people have to do.
Cameron, like I said, I think it's the facts thing. I keep coming back to that. When you're on the date and you're asking about just facts, is it even facts about her, or is it just facts? Like, when was the Constitution?
Like trivia.
Yeah.
Particularly, what do you know about
your dates? Just divulge into trivia sessions,
like medieval era popes? What do you know?
Right.
Just the
Yeah,
facts.
exactly.
Right. What was the first? Who was the first president to live in the White House? All right, you're out. Next.
Just the facts.
Listen, this isn't working out. I'll see you later.
So Cameron, you would drive in the car. Eddie,
100%.
Jesse, no, you wouldn't do it.
I would have to have it.
I would have no problem.
I will be a late adopter, but I know that I'll do it eventually. But I really just feel like round one, everybody's just gonna be crashing into each
I
other.
have some a dream. I would never pay the money, but a dream would be a Tesla for this very reason, because I love the idea of it, the automated autonomous driving. I think it'd be amazing. I actually just got a Volvo, an incredibly safe car, and I got the model I got because it has a lot of these safety self-driving features. Like it will brake, it won't let me crash into something. It'll brake itself. It will, if I'm in traffic, it can drive itself with the traffic. Like I don't have to keep my foot on the pedals. It'll just kind of stay with traffic. It'll keep
crazy.
me in my lane. Like I don't have to steer the steering wheel.
Does it do that thing where my dad's car, anytime you start to go over the line, it beeps at you?
No, it'll turn the
Drives me
steering wheel and
insane.
keep me back in the
You have a
lane.
Subaru?
That's crazy.
No.
That's what my
He has
mom's
an
car does.
Infiniti.
It literally is like a backseat driver built into the car.
Yeah.
But you like those
I
features.
love it because I am a sloppy, careless driver, and it'll keep me and my child safe.
I got to tell you, this self-driving car, though, I'm really into this because in 11 years, my oldest daughter gets a learner's permit, and I want her to sit in some sort of like protective dome where she
Like
has
pod,
no choices.
yeah.
She let you like have her think that she's driving, but she doesn't realize she's in one of these autonomous cars.
Yeah. That's because
Daddy, where's the steering wheel? Just go to Publix.
no one has steering wheels anymore. But like no one, like I remember me driving at 15 and 16, and the fact that I made it to this show is really astonishing. I do not want her to have that freedom. So I
was in a car chase the first night I got my driver's license. I swear to you.
right.
Were you really?
I went to a local shopping center. I had the car was overloaded with people for
Right.
one.
I did that
And
too.
it just seemed like the rational thing to do was to do donuts, like in an empty parking lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know who the individual was that got so infuriated that they decided to chase us, but it was a prolonged car chase, and that was night one of the driver's license. It's been awesome ever since.
When
then.
I was 16 years old, after youth group one night, I was driving some friends home, and there was this long stretch on the 2-lane Markham Woods Road, and I decided to see what the car could do. Got up to 108 in a 45, and a cop pulled me over a mile and a half later because it took him that long to catch up with me.
Yikes.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
surprised
16.
you go to jail.
He said, if you're going double the speed limit, it's automatic being arrested. I'm giving you a ticket for going 89 in a 45. Don't you ever do this again.
Yikes.
Wow.
Wow.
It was $700
Was it
to
in
a
the Dodge
16-year-old
Spirit?
who wore, no, it was in Dad's car.
Oh.
Oh, Lord.
They were out of town.
Just a big Buick.
And I wanted to see what his new car could do.
Just a big purple Buick with a big cross on it.
The speedometer said it could go up to 135. I didn't believe it.
We used to late at night, like if I was driving with someone I didn't know, like in the car, I would nonchalantly. I was such a, you know, when you're like 16, 17, you just be a real jerk for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And, like,
you
We used to
would be a
like
real
drive
jerk.
up a driveway and then just drive through like consecutive front yards before driving down like another driveway, you know?
Hey,
yeah.
But we would just like never explain it to the person we were driving in the car with. We were acting like we weren't doing anything strange.
Right,
Just
just-
not
just-
acknowledge we're driving through a bunch of front yards.
But have you,
things like that.
Jesse, we've talked about this before, but have you ever been funnier than when you were 16? Like,
I don't know if you just have zero in like the thought of doing that now is so like absurd to me. And now that maybe I'm a homeowner and I don't
Yeah.
want some punk driving through my front yard
Yeah.
just to freak a friend out as a joke.
I just replaced a sprinkler head yesterday. I don't want to do that
But
again.
like literally, I didn't think twice about stuff like that when I was 16 or so.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's hilarious. Let's do that.
All right, what do you have, Eddie?
I have I have long been considered probably one of the preeminent journalists in the Relevant family.
Just the facts.
And I have
We call him Eddie Just the
You
Facts
actually
Stoffolds.
you wrote the article about the monkey in the diaper, didn't you?
I'm
I'm
pretty big.
impressed. It was flawless.
So I'm going to tell you, because I'm pretty proud of myself for doing this, I read and figured out my slice Then I didn't understand a part of it, so I called the source.
You did not.
I did. I called the source and got more information.
The owner of the recreational vehicle.
Right. This would be like me calling the toll booth worker who should have gotten fired.
This is crazy.
All right. I'm going to give it to you.
You really went above and beyond here.
Yeah, and I'm not going to do this again, but this was such a hot take. So, in Bouchard Gardens in Victoria.
I'm sorry, what?
Bouchard Gardens.
Okay. I thought you said boot chart.
But
That's not a real place.
It's a Frenchy word. I have been there.
He called.
It's beautiful.
He checked. It is a real place.
It's a real
Next
place.
slice.
I have been there and enjoyed that place. So, Sarah and Gabriel Chrisman went to celebrate their, I believe, 14th wedding anniversary there. The deal is with them is that they are from Port Townsend, Washington, and they dress in only Victorian era garb. And so, like, we're talking like
kind of
like when the Pope was still making calendars.
Yeah, right. He wears from the 1800s.
I think we had the calendars.
What
in
Cameron
the
wears when he's not wearing his Just the Facts t-shirt.
Right, exactly.
Right. So he drives
it's my
one
casual
of the
wear.
It's his other date outfit.
Right. So the guy drives one of those big silly bicycles. They have we know with the huge front
Penny
wheel.
farthing. It's called a penny farthing.
They are.
How on earth did you pull that from your
Because
head?
it was a major part of our podcast in the Adam Smith golden era.
Oh,
penny
yeah.
farthing.
we
That
were very
fun.
into that.
Penny farthing. So but they live their whole life. She's got a blog about it, which of course just blows away their theory that they're living their whole life because she has to at some point get on a computer and talk about it. But
it's a hand cranked computer.
They use like an ice box. It's like a whole to do. So anyhow, they go on their 14th wedding anniversary to Bouchard Gardens, and so then the Bouchard Gardens said, "You can't be here."
What?
Right? So you're thinking, well, why? Because they're in what would be a fairly appropriate dress for this place. Like they're wandering around gardens with their little hats on and their big fancy Victorian dresses. So
like the Pope.
Exactly. Like the Pope.
Yeah.
The Pope shows up. He wants to have a pizza party. This is what he's going to wear.
This is what he's going to wear.
Right? You can't.
Sorry, you can't be here.
Okay, you can't be here. And I'm sorry it's outside, and even outside for a while. Have fun at the beach. Here's some Katy Perry. So they show Bouchard Gardens, kicks them out. But they were really sweet about it because they offered to give the couple the uniforms. Like, you can borrow some of our uniforms so you can enjoy the day at the gardens. And the couple was completely offended. They said, "Take off our hats." He is commanding a lady to take off her hat, is what he said.
No.
Which I mean, this couple. Oh. I don't know how to describe.
They're
how
like
I
a
feel about
character
them.
in Portlandia.
They live down the street from me.
That's exactly.
I was going to say it's like a vegan. It's like a vegan and a CrossFitter all rolled into one.
It's
like
just
wall of obnoxiousness.
This is the whole thing. So it would go entirely against our principles to do so. Our clothes are a part of our identity, which I get because I dress like super cool every day, what with my jeans and my shirt on and my shoes and everything. Like, I get it. I'm a millennial. Not at all. So
Eddie, in my mind, this couple went from like doing something cool and weird and independent fathering to completely insufferable.
It did, because they got so mad about it, right? And it's just like, okay, so for about 7 years they've been dressing like this. Now, here's the interesting part of this. First of all, I just want to make fun of them for a while, but it seems like not a good thing to do. But
can I say that the equivalent to this that I see that is equally infuriating and insufferable to me, that isn't as dramatic, but it's people that wear those toe shoes when they're not working out. Like if someone's just walking around the grocery store in those toe shoes and jeans.
Wait,
do they sell those anymore?
I've never seen that.
I don't. It's not like I see it daily.
Are they
but
wearing
it's like,
like
what are you trying
overalls
to
and
prove
toe
here,
shoes?
toe shoe person? Like we're at the food court.
I thought they didn't sell them anymore.
But wasn't there that book, about someone who had worked at Nike or something, talking about how we need to go back to our natural foot. So maybe they really got carried away by the book.
But at the same time, he wasn't completely insufferable about this. Like that's what this couple is in my mind.
They're fully embracing
that they're just
toe shoe.
making a point for no real reason.
So the interesting thing,
Which is
though,
Portland.
to me, is why on earth did the garden kick him out?
Yeah, that is
too,
crazy.
because I'm like, why would they? I just could not figure it out. And they said, go to the link and read the rules of the garden.
Can I make a guess?
Yes.
It would be like someone who had, to use the Pope example, maybe like decided they wanted to live their whole life like the Pope, and so they dressed like the Pope, and then they wanted to go visit the Vatican. And you can't have someone that's going to look like an employee of these gardens or someone that looks like the Pope in the, is that
every
right?
time I go to Walt Disney World, I dress like an employee. And whenever I go to Target, I wear a red shirt and khakis.
Yeah, I wear a blue polo and khakis to Best Buy all the time and steal TVs. So
I've had a rough week.
Hey, Frank, I'm just going to load this one. I got my car around back. This guy needs help.
So I've had a rough week with Canadians. A lot of Twitter battles with people from Canada. And
you don't want to do that.
Oh, well, they couldn't have been more wrong.
Hell hath no fury like a Canadian scorned.
I had to block a Canadian this week.
You blocked a Canadian?
I did.
Really did?
I never looked back.
They're so nice.
They typically are. Not these Canadians. But
You flipped a Canadian. You turned a Canadian not nice.
What was so bad that you had to block them?
Ready? Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
This is good. So and I will delete all the tweets so no one can trace who it was. But when there was I forget how long it was, but there was the Olympic race where Simone won, the first African American to ever win a swimming, won when she tied with the 16-year-old Canadian, which was also impressive that a 16-year-old is that talented. But they tied. But I was, of course, tweeted like, this is so exciting. And this guy just said, leave it to America to make it about race. I'm like, I'm not. It was just really cool that the first African American, he's like, oh, because she's black, she's good at swimming. And I'm like, it was everything in me.
Did he
just
know that you have an African-American daughter?
But that's beside the point. A lot of people on this show don't have children who are African-American. It still is the dumbest thing you could. I'm like, I wasn't saying it was significant. It was also significant that
not to diminish. It doesn't diminish the accomplishment of the 16-year-old Canadian.
But he's like, Americans make it all about race. And I was like, I tried a couple times and I tried really hard to be like, hold on, just to be clear. And he didn't say it. And I was like, I cannot have this person in my life.
Yeah, no.
So,
hey, Bob Goff told me he drops people all the time because he didn't want to see the negativity in his feed.
Literally, that's where I learned it from.
Yeah.
You told me that and I was like, Bob Goff's got a point.
If Bob or Rick Warren say something's okay, that's what I'm going to do.
Despite that single Canadian, the soup has not been spoiled because I called Bouchard Gardens and said,
is Bouchard a soup?
It is a lovely soup. Delightful. Soup. I called Bouchard Gardens and spoke to just a
garden full of thinking bouillon cubes. Let me say this. Don't eat them. They belong in the soup. Do not just snack on them. The taste does not get out of your mouth for like a week.
I made that mistake as a child too, Jesse.
I spoke to a lovely...
this is terrible.
A lovely, polite...
Croutons are awful.
Right.
So it's a garden full of croutons.
I called Crouton Gardens and spoke to a delightful young lady who clearly has been getting a lot of these calls and was prepared
from other podcasters. Who else would be calling?
But you know what? I didn't know if this would embarrass Relevant, so I never introduced myself. I'm like, hey, I just wanted to get some more information about the banning of the whatever family,
You're just like a very curious person.
Yeah. I thought maybe that, because I thought if it's media, maybe they shut down, so I just didn't say anything.
Yeah.
She sent me an email. She emailed me the official statement, which was, first of all, congratulations, Joy. You were totally right. This includes people wearing period style, historical dress, or adult clothing that could be viewed as a costume, as they may be mistaken for entertainers or interpreters hired by the gardens and could detract from the experience of other visitors. This policy has been in place for many years and is prominent on our website. And it is indeed very prominent on the website. So
bold font.
The idea is that you don't want to be dressing up as the Pope when you go to the Vatican.
Yeah.
They couldn't have been more clear. This family knew it. But they've
you can't wear your Mickey Mouse costume when you go to Disney.
I'm having a surprising turn here, Eddie.
Okay.
I'm going to side with the couple.
No, you're not. No.
Because, listen.
It's private property.
Let's say here's the thing. History is shared by us all, is it not? We all no one gets to own history. Like if I want to go to Colonial Williamsburg and I want to dress in any period garb and bring my own butter churning kit and just sit there on the sidewalk and spout absurd, untrue facts about Colonial Williamsburg and the art of churning butter.
Right.
I feel like I should be allowed to. It might not be a cool thing to do. It might be kind of funny, but I don't feel like it should be against the law. Is what I'm saying.
And then get in your car and drive across Williamsburg lawn.
Yeah.
And then I do donuts in their lawn.
It's a really incredible point, Jesse. I think the difference is that because it is a private entity, we're not. If they were banned from a government-owned or a state-owned park, well, I think that's kind of messed up.
I just don't like it.
Oh, I don't. I think they should let it because I think
people have
the-
their own gardens. They can make their own rules.
They can make their own rules, and the rules are displayed prominently. I think Bouchard Gardens should say, come on, because I think there would be a really good population of, people that are into cosplay and stuff that would show up, or like LARP. I feel like the LARP community would love.
But you don't want to
Bouchard
open the
Gardens.
door to LARPing. It'll overtake your gardens, and then
is
they're going to trample the
good way.
tulips.
It's
All the
good.
soup will be ruined.
It's a good fact. But anyhow,
Do you guys ever watch Improv Everywhere, like the videos that they made?
Yeah. Like
They
flash
made
mobs.
one of like there was like an Abercrombie at like a mall, and out front there was like two like really like ripped dudes
With their shirts
like
off.
shirtless in jeans just standing out in front of the store.
They're
you know?
employees, yeah.
Yeah. But like employees as like like models that were hired to
Like these guys need shirts. They shop at Abercrombie.
Yeah, but they were just standing there motionless,
Right.
as part of this promotion. They went there with like 50 guys of all different physiques.
I love it.
With jeans and no shirts, and just wandered around the store, and just everyone just stood there.
I love it. There's no protocol for what to do with that.
Yeah. I mean, who are you going to call? And then at that point, the models are just blended right in there. Were you going to kick them all out?
Yeah, what are we going to do? We don't even know who's a model anymore.
Bounce yourself into the store at that point. I think they also, I want to say, they might have also done it at a Best Buy where just a herd of them, like an absurd number, like it was like over 100, all wearing blue polos and khakis, just walked into a Best Buy and sort of, assisting people.
That's what they need is an archbishop with pizza, just walking around, just 50 of them. Here's a pizza for you.
I am curious, Eddie. You mentioned Katy Perry. I did have the thought, like, what's on the Pope's playlist?
Right.
Like, what were they pumping out on the beach?
Is it all just like boring church music, but like, like
The Pope has
organs?
cut a couple albums.
He did. He cut a heavy metal album.
Yeah.
No.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He did.
Yeah. Just Joy. He did.
He's the coolest Pope in history.
Joy. No one's joking. It wasn't like he
And
was
the
singing.
best part, he's ignored all this boring calendar stuff we got to worry about.
All right, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Colony House. You're listening to Manatee Commune. The song is the Garden Song. That's really nice that the Manatee's Commune has a garden.
Yeah.
It's
Manatee Commune.
I've been to
And
the
they
Manatee.
dress in colonial garb.
I've been right.
You've been to a Manatee Commune?
Can I say this about the colonial garb people though?
Yeah.
I do want to say one thing. This is kind of their thing, right? Is like going to a place and like they're kind of like, oh, why can't we dress like colonial? And they get kicked out, and it's sort of like, okay, we all know what you're doing. Like it wouldn't be that hard. Like, don't you think you could pretty much last as long as you wanted if you wanted to start dressing like a silly guy, right? Like you could figure out how to get through the world. This is like their thing. Second note, Manatee
Commune.
Blue Springs. We've been there.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Lovely place.
Have you seen when the people get arrested for trying to ride the manatees?
Right? Yeah.
It's
I feel like we talked about that for like an hour.
and
one
again,
episode.
I've made my position on that, I feel like, pretty clear.
I feel like God.
Listen, I err on the side of freedom.
Not freedom for the manatee.
No, God.
No, well, I mean, they're free to swim away.
No,
Yeah.
they can't.
If
They
they're
float.
also free to be.
They float.
They're the Volkswagens of the sea. God made them that way for a reason.
He can't read it. How do you're assuming they don't like to be ridden?
No.
Like, the thing is, we can't communicate with them. So we don't know, so we just deprive them of that.
Right,
Just
but I feel like there would be
Maybe
some-
the person is scratching an itch they had on their back for like 17 years,
Yeah,
and
but-
that person gets on there and they feel way better.
and they're a perfect size.
Who
Like
did
your hands
their
can
toenails?
Yeah, exactly. Your hands can fit on each one of their little flippers. Your body is just right there. They're made for that, and
it's
they
like
don't
a
go that
sofa of the sea.
sofa of the sea.
this brings like a good point, because I was watching dressage the other day.
Yeah.
Horse dancing.
Yeah.
It's horse dancing
Right.
is what it is. And have you guys watched this on the Olympics yet?
I don't believe it belongs on the Olympics.
It's in a deep cut channel. It's one of those.
It's like Bravo Espanol.
Yeah, it's NBCSN3.
Anyway, somehow I stumbled upon it, right?
It's like a satellite only feed.
Yeah.
You have to have like one of those weird antennas on your house.
And I was aware that dressage was a thing, right? But I don't think I'd ever like seen it.
Yeah.
And I thought they were like jumping over like troughs and stuff.
Yeah, no.
It's
the
literally
horses wear a corsage.
It's just like an open field.
Yeah.
And these people, I will say this, they are the sweetest uniforms of anyone in the Olympics. Like the guy has a coat with tails and a top hat, okay, for an athletic event. Like any athletic event
That's how I dress.
requires you to wear a top hat is going to be awesome.
Swish on the back of the top hat.
Yeah.
So all the horse is doing is just like it just hopping on 2 feet, like side to side to side. And there's judges like meticulously scoring, but they never explain anything of what's happening. Like it's not even clear when it starts and when it ends because all the horses are just trotting around out there.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know if I'm watching like a live feed if this is
Or
like
if it's like an improv everywhere thing, just like a guy in a fancy horse just got out there.
But I was thinking, like, ethically, I don't know there's many other animals that people would be cool with if we just danced them around as a sport. Like, it seems like we're at a place socially where it's just not appropriate to do that anymore.
It's like the horses would at some point just look over their shoulder and be like, come on, man.
But actually, you're making a point. The Bailey Ringling Brothers Barnum Bailey Circus doesn't have the elephants anymore because people were in uproar about dancing the elephants around was cruel. Why can we dance horses around?
I think or like the orcas or whatever. Like, why is it a sport?
No, they love it.
I get it that those horses are probably treated more humanely than circus elephants and whales at SeaWorld.
I think that's the core of the problem.
The principle is we're dancing horses for our amusement, and that just seems at its core.
Dance.
It also doesn't seem like an Olympic sport. It seems like an equestrian Olympic sport. Like it's not I know the humans are like doing a lot of work.
Why are we allowed to involve animals in the Olympics?
This is a great point.
It's actually true.
Like, why you're not gonna have frisbee dogs out there? Like, what other sport can you involve another living creature as an Olympic event?
That's exactly right. Manatee riding.
Yeah.
The 400 meter. It takes 3.5 hours.
Ethically, I see no difference.
Yeah, they can't even do a turn. Right. I see no difference either.
Manatee coming. You guys agreed on the Olympics right there.
Yeah.
That's
the other animal ethics things I have is and I think I talked about this before on Shark Week. Have you ever seen any of the specials where they go down and like the sharks are coming and they like punch them in the nose?
Yes.
Like they're in scuba gear and they punch the sharks.
Yeah, they like chum the water to attract
the
sharks, and the shark comes because he's smelling food. He's just trying to eat some dinner.
Joy,
and then he gets punched in the nose.
I assume you've punched an animal in the nose, Joy. Yes?
No, her depth perception is terrible. She was swinging and missed.
I tried. I swung. I didn't actually connect, but there's been a lot of attempts.
But I think I've said something on Twitter about this before. There's no other animal that you can ethically punch in the face. Like, if you substitute that shark for any other living creature, people watch me like, dude, that's messed up. That guy just punched the deer right in the face. It lured it over.
Dude, I don't agree. I think if the animal's bigger, like if a brown bear is coming up on me and I punch it in the face, I don't think anybody's going to be upset.
Any animal that has sharp teeth, I'm totally fine with face punching.
Good. We can agree on that.
There was an episode of Mythbusters where the whole thing where they just went down there and just lured sharks in and just punched them. There's just double standards for animal ethics that it's confusing to me on Shark Week. It's confusing to me on the Olympics.
Oddly, it's
I
also
wish someone would clear this up.
It's also the thing that makes sharks the maddest. You know what I mean? It feels like there should be another way to.
Yeah, you punch a man in the face, he's going to get up and want to punch you back.
Right.
You're angry. You're getting that shark riled up.
It's going to hurt, and I may recoil for a second, but I'm gonna come back.
I'm going to block you on Twitter. Is what I'm going to do.
I'm going to block you and talk about you on a podcast.
All right. This week's feature segment is brought to you by Warby Parker. Warby was founded to create boutique quality, classically crafted eyewear at a revolutionary price point. Glasses shouldn't cost as much as an iPhone, and so Warby's prescription glasses start at just $95, including the prescription lenses. Their titanium collection starts at $145, including the lenses. They make buying glasses online easy and risk-free. They have a home try-on program that allows you to order 5 pairs of glasses to be shipped directly to your door, that you keep it for 5 days, you try them on, get feedback on which ones look good, and then send them back, and no risk, no cost to you. No. They offer non-prescription Polaroid sunglasses for just $95 and $145 as well. For every pair sold, Warby Parker donates a pair of glasses to someone in need, which I think is an amazing business model. And I had a great experience with Warby just in the last couple of weeks. Cohen's going to school year. He's growing. He has Warby glasses that he loves. But I bought them 11 and a half months ago. Mm-hmm. And as 6-year-olds would do, he scratched his lenses.
Yes.
They, for a year, will replace the lenses for free, no questions asked. So they sent me a box. And then we sent the glasses back, but it had taken more than a few days, and I didn't get a confirmation email that it was received, and so I emailed them.
And Cohen's depth perception was way off.
Right, he's punching sharks a mile away.
He has another pair of glasses, and I just said, "Hey, normally I would have gotten an email like, can you check on my son's lenses getting replaced?" And she emailed me back within a couple hours. She said she contacted the lab. They actually were having difficulty locating the glasses. They know they received them, but they were having difficulty locating them. They were so sorry. They replaced them completely with new frames, new lenses, and overnighted them to us and gave us money back on the purchase from 11 and a half months ago.
Oh, wow.
Just to say they're sorry.
Warby Parker.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
They're incredible.
They're incredible.
And this isn't like because you talk about them on a podcast. This is like...
I was just a customer.
Yeah, they
that's
do this
just
for
customer service.
everybody.
And then she checked back in with me a couple more times. It was the same girl every time, and she just, make sure that everything was good with Cohen's glasses and stuff, which is amazing.
the
I
best.
love companies
Well, and if
like
you
that.
go into their storefronts, they will actually take the frames that you buy. Like I bought sunglasses. I really wish that I could wear regular glasses, but my eyes are perfect. Sorry. And they went in the back and formed the sunglasses to my head so that they would fit.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's lovely. You have perfect eyes, huh?
Perfect eyes except for the depth perception.
Yeah, except for that
She has
small
perfect
fact.
eye.
That's a brain
Except
thing.
for one small thing. Close-up objects look very far away.
Yeah.
Head to warbyparker.com/relevant to order your free home try-ons today. Choose the 5 frames you want to try on, mail the frames back, choose your favorite pairs to have your prescription added to them, and order. Warby Parker makes your experience completely risk-free and free shipping all around. Again, go to warbyparker.com/relevant to begin your free home try-on experience today.
Oh, Warby Parker.
Colony House is a indie band based in Nashville, Tennessee. They feature the intricate guitar work and big indie rock hooks that recall influences from U2 to Nada Surf. Interestingly, a couple of the guys are brothers and sons of Stephen Curtis Chapman, CCM star Stephen Curtis Chapman, who Adele called up on stage and he blew everybody away. I'm kidding.
SCC.
He was wearing a Pope outfit.
We recently talked with the guys about the writing of their new album that's coming out soon, Only the Lonely, and why the life of a musician can be so lonely. You have to tell me twice. And what it's like being the sons
I don't
of a
think
famous
you're a musician. I know
in my heart,
I know
am.
you're lonely.
I'm
but you're not
lonely
a
as a musician. That's the other shirt I wear.
What would you play if you could be a musician?
Like I said, I feel like you're just grilling the fact thing. I just can't get over.
That's the other shirt I wear. Lonely like a musician.
We already know, and Joy, to your question, Cameron would play drums and rap at the same time. My name is Cameron, and I make a magazine, and I have my friends, and I don't know how to not be alone.
He's just making drum sounds again. He's just making drums. He's lost them. He's lost the groove.
He can't do both. He can only either play a drum sound with his mouth or just kind of talk hit, and it doesn't make any sense. It's amazing.
I've never heard any rap line end going up. You're like, don't be alone.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure he's meaning to add another verse here.
And what rhymes with that? I do not know. Here's more of my drums.
I'm really excited about Colony House's new album. It's called Only the Lonely, and it's powerful. Here you go. Here is Colony House.
You guys have a new album coming out in a little over a month at this point, or a month and a half, something like that.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, just a little over a month.
Yeah, so you're excited?
Oh yes, indeed. Anytime. I mean, we've only done this, I guess, twice in the full-length fashion, but you always end up sitting with these songs a lot longer than you ever intended. So it's always nice to finally set them free. So yes, we're all really excited about that date.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I assume you'll be launching out on some kind of tour or promotion of the album.
Yeah, we're gonna do a tour right after a support tour, right after the album releases with a band called the Mowgli's,
Of course.
and and then the kind of last quarter of the year is a little bit of a question mark right now. And then at the start of the new year, we'll do some more touring, a lot more touring.
Now tell me though, is it as awesome when that's kind of the household career you've been around?
Well, I for me, yes, just because I guess I've had a good version of what it can look like. I don't know. Well, actually, I do know not everyone can say the same thing. But I mean, the reason me and my brother ever wanted to do music was because we saw my dad do it, and we loved watching him, and we were always inspired by him, always encouraged by him, and then always, loved by him. Well, even though he was touring a lot and was gone a lot, it never felt like something weird to us. It always felt like, oh, Dad's just doing his job, and it's all good. We support him. So, yeah, well, we love it. That's a huge reason why we do music.
Maybe we just need love. Give me some love. Give me some love. Give me some love. I'm not scared of fighting. I'm just a little.
So this is your second, I guess, full length. And your first, where at least when I was younger, was really well received. Critically, we loved it around here. Did that add pressure to the new project for you, or are you kind of still early enough as a band that you're playing around and having fun?
Oh, I don't feel, none of us really felt pressure with this second record. I don't know why. I think our first one, we always kind of viewed this as like, man, this is our first kind of mad scientist experimenting in the lab with a full length. Like we released songs before that, but under Colony House, it was kind of the first full length album. So when I was younger, felt like, I guess we'll do this, and we released it, and we're really happy with kind of how it was received. But then touring, I mean, we played on that album, within the next year, we played nearly 200 shows, and that grew us up a lot, and I think we still have a lot of growing up to do. That's the beautiful thing about music, is it's like this continual, like, kind of exploration, and for this record, we felt like, that with how well the album was received, we really felt like the live show was received really well too, and that was kind of the first we had been hearing people really kind of compliment our live show. And so we really wanted with this album to try to bring the energy of the live thing into the record as much as possible, without losing kind of the fun tricks you can do in a recording studio. We really wanted to try to, put the band's thumbprint all over it. And so, that was just like a method thing. We all, for the most part, live tracked a lot of the record. And like, you can put just live track on the interview, but there's always like, if you really know what's going on, you live track, and then you go back and you add all the fun stuff. But like the core, the drums, the guitars, and the bass, we were all in the same room, and we're looking at each other, and felt like, how do we, as much as we can, recreate what we feel like when we're on stage, and kind of that tension of like, hey man, I trust you, and you have to trust me that we're both going to do our job, so that this is received well. And that's kind of, the pressure of that in the studio is awesome. Just to be like, hey, I crushed that. Did you do a good job? Because I hope so, because if you didn't, then that was my best take. But that's what's so beautiful about the live tracking thing is there's all these like imperfections that you just go, I don't know, but there was something special about it. And you kind of have that like moment of like, oh, people are going to know, people are going to hear, they're going to know that I'm not perfect. and then it's like, but that's good. That's good. It's a good, like, yes, that is awesome. That's what people will connect with.
So compare that to the first project for me. What's the main difference that you think in the two records?
I think the main difference would be, well, we tracked the first record more or less in like one tiny room, one like not even a studio really, like an office space that shared a hallway with a Mexican restaurant. And it was like, it was a very like, DIY, not very DIY, but just more DIY. We didn't have a label when we were recording that, and we were just trying to figure it out on our own. And then with this one, we were able. It felt the same. Like we still, even though we've since been signed, and there's been we recorded this before we were with RCA now, but it was before that happened when we recorded the new record. But we were just like, hey, what's it feel like to go to a studio, a real studio, and record these songs? And so just on the like logistical side, it felt like, you know, it's like the difference sometimes when you work from home and then you're working in an office. There's just something about the mindset that changes when you like go somewhere to work, even if it's a coffee shop or something. I know like there's just a different thing that happens when you step outside.
What about the writing itself on the creative side?
The writing itself, you know, when I was younger, it was very personal to a very kind of targeted, and all revolved around a certain event that happened with my family, with the loss of my little sister.
Yeah.
And so there was this. It's one of those records you kind of hope. Well, you really hope you only have to write once. And it all so much revolved around that. The hopeful side of it, the hard side of it. With Only the Lonely, this was, you know, still very personal, but kind of where we were at the time, which was we were touring like crazy. We're all married. I have a kid. And so the tension of like, man, I have this burn to go out and play shows and to go connect with people and to go play our music with people, for people. But I also have this burn to be a good father and a good husband and a good friend. And I want to make sure I'm like doing a good job of maintaining those relationships. And so there's this crazy push and pull there, of two things you really love. And so with that, you know, this record, Only the Lonely, came out as just kind of the irony of being on the road and surrounded by people all the time, surrounded by your best friends in the van, surrounded by people that are clapping for you on stage all the time, and still it can be a really lonely place. And so it has this kind of the theme is loneliness, but we kind of struggled with it because we didn't want people to be like, well, man, this sounds like a real pick-me-up record. We wanted to make sure that there's kind of proof that there is a way to handle loneliness. And so we always say it's more or less an observation on loneliness attended or loneliness unattended. It felt like where we were at, and it's still a very personal record, very kind of, I think it's just part of what's in us to observe what's going on around us, and think on that, write those thoughts down, turn them into songs, and hope that they connect with people. Because we do feel like, when I think as an artist, what we're all trying to do is to connect, and to weave some type of thread between us all. And so, if it's grief or loss, which a lot of, when I was younger was dealing with, or if it's loneliness, these are things that unfortunately seem to kind of tie us all together. But, there's hope in all of it for us, and there's reminders back at home that we're not alone, and that we can't do it alone.
That was Colony House. Check out their upcoming album, Only the Lonely. It's coming out soon.
This episode of the Relevant Podcast is brought to you by the Unpolished Conference. Unpolished is a high-octane conference for faith-oriented entrepreneurs and business owners. Whether you've been grinding away for a while or you want to start something new, Unpolished wants to give you the tools you need to make that calling a reality. You can expect speakers from industry experts to CEOs, breakout sessions for hands-on training, and unique opportunities to connect with other entrepreneurs. Unpolished is also proud to announce our second annual pitch contest, giving you an opportunity to showcase your idea and win cash for your business, which saw amazing outcomes last year. Go to unpolishedconference.com for tickets and more information.
You're listening to Saint Motel. I think that's another name for the Vatican. Saint Motel.
Hi-yo!
The song is Move.
I'm making more popcorn and more party supplies.
What character is this, Eddie?
This
You're
is
losing
this
here.
is my this is my cool
These
this is my cool
concept
this is my
characters.
cool Pope. Here's pizza. Yeah.
They play the song Move at all the Pope's pizza parties. Saint Motel. There you go. Rick Warren is the pastor of Saddleback Church in Orange County, California. He's the author of The Purpose-Driven Life, which has sold more than 30 million copies worldwide.
Thanks.
And he's one of the most respected and influential Christian leaders in the country. Rick has had a significant impact on my life. I've traveled with him to Africa. He has told me to not do things from time to time. He is
Mostly the whole rapping thing.
Yeah,
That was
he
his
was
number one.
like, hey buddy, thanks for sending the demo track. I got to tell you,
Your drum rapping is absolute toilet water.
he is one of the most, one of my heroes and one of the people I respect most. And, this crazy political season, going on right now, we thought, who can help us navigate these waters?
And is it that crazy?
And so we wanted to reach out to him. Our very own Aaron Hambury recently spoke with Pastor Rick about how Christians can navigate these political polarizing times, the tension of wanting to exercise a civic responsibility even when the actions of some candidates themselves don't match up with our values. Here is part of our conversation with Rick Warren.
Pastor Warren, you undoubtedly pastor many people who are both passionate Republicans, passionate Democrats, and probably everywhere in between. How do you approach that as a pastor?
Yeah, that's a good question to start with. Of course, I have to be the pastor of everybody, and I think there are 4 or 5 principles I just try to keep in the back of my mind in every election cycle. The first one would be like the temporariness of politics. That it doesn't last. Every single election, those who are running will say, this is the most important election in history. Well, not necessarily. I mean, you could say that about every single election. And the bottom line is, whoever gets elected is going to be out in 4 years or 8 years. So it's just temporary. And the people who, the Bible warns us not to put your trust in princes. And princes are leaders. That's another word. One of the reasons why we don't know what the Bible says is because the Bible doesn't use the word politics. But the Bible has a lot to say about leadership. And actually what I encourage people to do is, if you go to the book of Proverbs, and you got to get a modern translation. If you look up the word nation, for instance, in the New Living Translation in the book of Proverbs, it'll give you a bunch of advice on what makes a strong nation and what makes a weak nation. And anytime you see the word king in the book of Proverbs, it's referring to leader. And actually, if you take the Message paraphrase and you look up the word leader or leaders, you'll find a lot of verses that talk about kings that actually give advice on the kind of leadership that a nation needs and the kind of leadership that it doesn't need. I could give you 8 or 10 verses just right off the bat that talk about the kind of leadership we need, the kind of leadership that we don't need. The Bible does not talk about policy. It does talk about character, and has a lot to say about character. Politics is temporary, and make sure you're not spending all your energy on something that's not going to last. The bottom line is that in the last 50 years, Christians have often looked to government to bring national revival, and nowhere in history has government been the source of revival. It just doesn't. If you're going to bet on revival, bet on the church. Bet on God's people, because the church outlasts every single government. And when you go through all of the isms of Nazism and communism and even secularism, all of the different isms, they come and go, but the church is what's going to last. So bet on the church. 1,000 years from today, if Jesus Christ has not come back, we don't know when he's coming back. The Bible says to always be ready, but we don't know. 1,000 years from today, there won't be a Microsoft, there won't be a Apple, there won't be a Starbucks, there won't be a United States of America, because no kingdom lasts forever. Where's the Hittite Empire? Where's the Assyrian? Where's the Sumerian Empire? They're nowhere to be found. And so we often put our trust in the wrong things to bring change and to bring heart change in particular. For instance, like there's a place for laws. Laws are good. Laws can regulate behavior. But the book of Romans teaches us that the law can't change your heart. And so you can make a law that says, no more bigotry, no more racism, and you can stop people from acting in racist ways. But no law is going to change a bigot into a lover. Only Jesus can do that. And so I'm in the transformation business, not in the behavioral change business. And we don't expect unbelievers to act like believers until they are. In fact, the Bible says they can't. They don't have the power to act like a believer until they have the Holy Spirit inside them. So I think the starting point in an election year is just to recognize the limitations of politics, that it can't change heart, and that when you get into law is always downstream from culture. If you want to change culture, you got to go further upstream and deal with art and music and sports and stuff like that. If you're trying to make a law about something, by that time it's already in the water.
Now, it seems like there are generally probably two ends of the spectrum when it comes to Christians in politics. There's, on the one hand, the guy who's blowing up Facebook, he's really politically active, he cares deeply. And on the other end, there's kind of a group of people who want to be apolitical, so they just avoid it entirely. Is that perspective, is just avoiding politics in broad terms, is that an option for Christians, or is it even possible to be apolitical?
First, what a pastor can do and what a member can do are two different things. Because in leadership's like as a pyramid, and as a pyramid goes toward the top, it's narrower and narrower. And so there are things that I can't do that a member can do simply because of the position that I'm in as a shepherd, as you pointed out earlier, to be a shepherd of the whole flock. I can have personal political convictions. In fact, I do. I hold very deep political convictions on what I think is wise and what I think is unwise, what I think is right, what I think is wrong, what I think will work, what I think won't work. But it's not my role to use that authority in an area that God did not expect me to have authority. My primary job is to care for the souls of people and not to convince them to my political views. But a member, of course, can have political views and can actually share them. But the most important thing is the Bible says it's like witnessing. You're to do this in a gentle and respectful way. And here's the real issue. The people, if you talk to Americans pretty much agree on what they want for people. We want freedom for people. We want fairness for people. We want prosperity for people. We want safety for people. What politics is all about is disagreeing how to get there. And so, some people say, well, we're going to do it through government, and other people say we'll do it through the market, and other people say we'll do it through personal responsibility. And so it's the disagreement over the means of how you get there, which are very real differences. And that's where it's okay to have people of goodwill on different sides of issues that aren't moral issues. But even in the moral issues, I am still commanded by Christ to treat everybody with respect. So even if I totally disagree with your politics, I do not have a right to demean you, to degrade you, to put you down. The Bible says when you share the hope that's within you, share it with gentleness and respect. I am not allowed to hate anybody. Doesn't mean I agree with them. It doesn't mean I believe that what their position is right. But I'm not allowed to hate anybody. I'm not allowed to be disrespectful of anybody. They're made in the image of God. And the problem is that people allow politics to trump their faith. And what I mean on that is they get so excited about their political views, which can be legitimately, right and wrong. For instance, I happen to believe that, life begins at the point of conception. So I believe that it's wrong. Abortion is wrong. But I'm still not allowed to demean, degrade, or disrespect somebody who doesn't see it the way I believe the Bible says it.
I just saw a piece of data that said that this election, the 2016 election, is the first, at least in the United States, where the largest religious group, when you break down, religious voting, is the people who aren't religious at all. So the nuns, as they're called, are a larger percentage of the voting bloc than Christians, Jews, Muslims, and on and on. That's like a complete reversal from a large swath of American history, so from early 70s on or so, that said that the way Christians influence culture is in the voting booth. Now that that's just not the case, or at least it's diminishing, how is it that Christians engage culture?
Yeah. Well, first, I would welcome any change that takes Christianity out of a political viewpoint. Because in the past years, of course, the word evangelical got associated because we had an evangelical president in President Bush. Everything that people disagreed with that he did got blamed on evangelicals. And so that's the danger of associating with any politician of any stripe. People know that I did the first inaugural prayer for Obama. What they don't know is that 4 years earlier, I opened the inauguration of President Bush, but nobody even noticed because it wasn't considered controversial. And I have friends on both sides of the aisle, but I'm in favor of. I don't even think it's a bad thing that Christians might not be a majority, because we've never been a majority. That's in any culture except the last 150 years in America. In the past, about 26% of Americans were classified as evangelicals. That number varied even higher. And about 25% of Americans were called Catholics. And so people would look at that and go, well, if you get the Catholic and evangelical vote, you've got a majority of opinion. What this election has proven is that's very, very fractured. Evangelicals are all over the map on who they voted for in the primaries. They were all over the map. And there's even a difference between those who go to church every week, as you saw those polls, and who they voted for, and the people who claim to be evangelicals, but were not going to church. They were cultural Catholics, or they're cultural evangelicals, or they're cultural Baptists, or cultural charismatics, or whatever. And their voting and their beliefs were not really attached. I think in this situation, Christians need to look more back at the 21st century is more like the first century, in which the fastest growing years of Christianity, of our faith, were the first 300 years. Christianity grew faster, more rapidly in the first 300 years of the faith than at any other time. Now, first, that's because it was young, it was new, and you always grow fast in the early years. But during those 300 years, there were three things that were true. Number one, it was against the law to be a Christian. You were more likely to be, crucified by the Romans. Number two, there were no church buildings. There were no church buildings for the first 300 years of the church. People met in homes. I've been in the earliest still standing church, which is in Malula in Syria, which was made in about 305 AD. And unfortunately, it's been destroyed by ISIS, bullets and all of that going on there. And so in those things where it was not culturally advantageous to be a Christian, that's when Christianity survived, and not only survived, but thrived, because it was growing. And the third thing that happened is as the plague and some of those diseases began to fill the urban areas, people began to leave the cities, and Christians moved into the urban areas to care for the dying. And that's where the phrase, see how they love one another, began to show. We should be known for our love and our diligence and our respectfulness more than we should be known for our political opinions. My problem is that I don't want the gospel to get co-opted by a view. For instance, if a woman comes onto my church campus, our church campus, and the first thing she sees is a anti-abortion table, okay, and she's had an abortion before she even gets into the building. She's already turned off and turned around and left. And so the good news is not a political statement. The good news is a salvation statement, and I just don't want that to get co-opted. So the important thing in this season is have your views, but say them respectfully, and certainly desire that you would be more known for your lifestyle, your Jesus lifestyle, and the message of grace, than to be known for what you believe about trade, or what you believe about immigration, or what you believe about any of these other things. Those opinions are important, but they're not the most important message that we're called as a Christian to share.
Okay, Pastor Warren, one last question. And for this, I want to ask you to be my pastor, to be the pastor of our listeners for just a little bit. This election is a little weird, and I think in some ways it's unprecedented to where both sides of the aisle, Republicans and Democrats, are advocating for things that are morally ambiguous at best, in some cases even reprehensible. And that's left some of us just confused about what we should do. We want to be Christians first, but we're also, Americans who feel some responsibility to be involved. What's your advice? What would you say to us?
Okay, a couple principles. First place, realize that throughout history, God has even used bad leaders for his purposes. God is still in control. He's still on the throne. I'm preaching through the life of Daniel right now, and God used Nebuchadnezzar, who in no sense was a Christian believer, but used Nebuchadnezzar to accomplish his will. God used Pharaoh. God used Caesar to make a census that got Joseph to go back to his hometown to fulfill the prophecy of Jesus being born in Bethlehem. So God, the Bible says the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord, and he turns it whithersoever he wishes. So my God is bigger than who's running for office. So this is a unique election where, for the first time in history, 2 out of 3 people, Americans, don't like either candidate. In other words, they say, I don't trust either candidate in terms of their character. And that's a first, where 2 out of 3 people say, I don't really like either or. What you can't do is not vote. If you want to write in a candidate because of your conviction, well, that's appropriate. But to stay home is inappropriate because somebody died for you to have the freedom to vote. So even if you vote, you write in a candidate, the one thing you can't do is not vote because of your stewardship responsibility. You might not vote for either the candidate, but you do need to vote. And so to sit it out is not an option.
That was Rick Warren. You can follow him on Twitter at Rick Warren. You're listening to Wild Beasts, and yes, the song is Big Cat. The very own.
That was sweet of them.
Very kind. They're big fans of the podcast, and
huge fans.
They just decided you need a theme song, man.
Yeah.
Big Cat on top.
Gosh, that is my theme song. That's rad. Yeah, that was really sweet of them.
Sounds like Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah,
it does sound like Flight of the Conchords.
That's a great point.
But you don't know if it sounds like that ironically or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Big Cat, tell me the future.
Wow, that was a good song.
Yeah, I played drums on it.
Yeah, you can tell because you're not rapping. Because you're a pretty good drummer until you start to rap, and then all of a sudden,
I can rock a steady beat.
Yeah, wheels are off the wagon.
All right, it's time for your feedback.
Big
This is
Cat
where we do.
is my friend's name, and he sits next to me on a podcast.
Up next, like sis.
I'm gonna bring in a little baby drum kit and rap next week.
Oh, I can't wait for that to
Please
be real.
do.
This is where we do corrections and apologies for last week's show.
All right, I'm ready.
I don't have any.
I think Jesse has a pretty big apology for someone else on the show about some pretty egregious errors in his swimming logic. I'm ready.
Oh no, it's absurd to think that doing the breaststroke is somehow better for breaching waves.
I knew you wouldn't
Like
apologize.
I refuse to think anything different. But I don't know if this is a correction or an apology, but it is something I felt the need to respond to. A listener who goes by the name JP Job on Twitter was inspired by the 3D printing talk and thought, even though we were saying it in jest, why can't he be the person who gets a 3D printed mouse pad business off the ground?
That's a great point.
Yeah, so he went ahead and launched a Kickstarter campaign trying to raise $8,000.
$8,000.
Now, here's where things get fishy. Apparently, something the people at Kickstarter didn't appreciate this initiative. I don't know what they found so wrong with wanting to start a 3D printed mousepad business.
Right.
But he received an email informing him that they've carefully reviewed his campaign and it was against the rules. And unfortunately, they're unable to approve the launch. Now, I should say, to me, just at a glance, it looks like all his bases are covered here. He clearly says what the business says, and his image is clearly a gray mouse pad. So as to what you're supporting.
Yeah.
JP has sent a screenshot of an email he sent back yesterday morning to Kickstarter. I have made some edits. Let me know which area specifically I may still need to refine. The expenses are directly related to the creative project of making the products. This seems like an open and shut case. Good luck with you, JP. We're gonna get to the bottom of this one.
Yeah, we really need to fund JP's project. So what I guess it is it like what does he need, like a printer and then like liquid mouse pad?
Yeah, I mean, I guess evidently $8,000 worth of gear, but
that is an ambitious enterprise he's launching.
I mean, to get a return, you got to sell a lot of mouse pads, but I'm guessing he's going to sell them. I mean, if the mouse pad represented in the picture,
yeah,
which like I said is gray,
yeah,
and rectangular, is representative of the products he's making. I mean, you can price those bad boys, but at least $100 a pop, and I think they're self-sufficient.
Yeah, they're really nice mouse pads.
Limited edition custom mouse pads.
Yeah, they're really, really nice.
So anyway, that's not really a correction or apology.
No,
it's just something I feel like the listeners need to
I like
deal
the
with.
ambition of our listeners. Okay, last week's question of the week, we asked you, what two shows, past or present, would you mash up? And what's the plot scenario that brought them together? There was the news that this fall, Brooklyn Nine-Nine and New Girl are going to have a mashup episode, and we thought, oh no. But it got us thinking about other shows that could, mash up well together. You guys hit us up on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. You also tweeted us your replies at Relevant Podcast. Here are a few of our favorites.
Mark Chapman had a good one. A couple of people, I actually saw he wasn't the only one who suggested this particular mashup. The Office and Parks and Rec. Tonally and style-wise, they're pretty similar. But Mark suggested for the plot, Anne and Karen, who are both played by Rashida Jones, are twin sisters.
Is one evil?
Well, most likely, yeah. or one turns evil, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Hey, starts wearing a mustache.
Yeah, because you can't have a twin without one being evil.
We did get a lot of feedback that you and I did not, that we mixed up Sweden and...
well, yeah, you guys started going off in your holy cheese stuff.
I think you were with me, though. I think we were both saying this.
I think I got in pretty deep with you.
Yeah, Swiss is not Swedish. Let me just say this. I hear you and I don't care.
Blocked.
Yeah, blocked, and also it was still funny, and also unfollow. Next. Muted for life.
I liked what Austin Unger said, because we played that clip from the person who mashed up the Fresh Prince theme song with Thomas the Tank Engine.
Right. Yeah.
So he said, put those two shows together, and after a basketball fight that sends Will Smith to live with his aunt and uncle, Will's mother buys him a one-way train ticket to Bel Air, where Will gets on a train car pulled by Thomas. Will instantly acknowledges Thomas's large Fresh decal on his side, and the two get along nicely. They are about to set off, but oh wait, it is a Relevant Valet special, and they are blocked in.
Man, getting Valet back, that was such a good show.
That's not the only Valet reference in the feedback. Kylie said, a Valet crossover special with the game show Cash Cab.
Oh.
The guys get the chance of a lifetime when they score a ride in the Cash Cab, but things take a turn for the worse when they realize they're blocked in.
I won't get into it because I feel like the plot line just kind of reads itself, but Rise of the Chimpocalypse and Return of Cat Island are both mashed together. I feel like we know exactly where it's going. Right?
I literally was going to say, what would the plot... Oh,
yeah, you got to have listened to the show for a while to understand any of that, but if you've listened, that show just wrote itself.
It wrote itself. And you would score.
Chad said that he could see a House of Cards Parks and Rec mashup where Francis and Claire Underwood are in a heated race for president. and they decide to fire their campaign manager, but hire the group that successfully got Leslie Knope elected. So the rest of the season is just Ron, Andy, April, Ben, and Tom working for the Underwood campaign, which sounds insane, but I would probably watch that.
Michaela says, Rich and Faith meets Keeping Up with the Kardashians, in which the Wilkersons and Kardashians swap lives for a week. Kanye and Kim are tasked with planting a mega church on the West Coast, and Rich and DC struggle to avoid relentless paparazzi by the hour. Kanye ends up becoming the worship director at their new church, which is supposedly non-denominational, but is mistaken by the media as strongly Pentecostal because of the sheer number of nonsensical grunts he lets out during worship.
Wow. That was a good one. Good job.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that'll do it. There's a lot more if you want to check out the Twitter feed and the episode page. You can join in. Okay. It's time for this week's
editorial question of the week. Hey.
Okay, well, earlier in the show, we were talking about autonomous driving and young drivers, and Jesse drives through yards. I test out speedometers. That's what we learned. We want to know your early driving stories. What's one of the most memorable or crazy things that happened in your early driving days? Maybe you want to tell us the first place you drove after you got your license. What'd you do to celebrate? Or maybe, like Jesse, some of the shenanigans that happened at 10:59 right before curfew.
And look at this as the opportunity to get something off your chest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We may have Cool Pope on next week to listen to some of these confessions.
or just somebody wearing a Victorian era robe.
Yeah, that's like really ironic. Like, okay, we get it. Okay, all right.
Hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, or post your replies in the comments on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. Hey, while you're there, we're actually going to start beefing them back up and posting all the bonus content. A lot of the case you missed it. Our behind the scenes video of our auction or estate sale extravaganza.
Yes.
That's cool. Which I only knew you were filming about half the time.
Yeah,
because I'm just walking around being an idiot, and all of a sudden I look back. I'm like,
I was like, "This is gold. This is gold. This is podcastable.
Get it all. Get it all." Have you got any Charmanders while driving, Channing?
No.
Interesting.
He drives the speed limit, but he goes, no lie, at 2 a.m. to behind abandoned office buildings in the dark where he knows that there's a pokey thing and then encounters other people and cars back there in the dark.
Can you make friends?
No, that's happened once, and they were passing me. They were leaving the parking lot as I was going in.
How often? How much time on a nightly basis? And now, this isn't judgmental. This is just curiosity.
We were at a family dinner the other night.
Pokemon
We
Go?
were at a family dinner, my mom's birthday.
Yeah.
And I look over, his phone's out because he was attracting Pokemon to the restaurant.
Oh, that's crazy, dude.
Or he was watching the ones.
No, I was just watching to see if anything popped up.
Yeah, no, I know.
Last night I went to a park.
So you put out a okay,
charm?
Someone made fun of me on Twitter
No,
how I
didn't
say
put out
lure.
I was just
say it?
watching.
A lure.
He wasn't watching the family conversation. He was,
I was
watching.
listening. I was still there. Just so I could see it out of the corner of my eye. I went to a park last night. I was there for 3 hours.
Were you with
How
anybody?
many did you catch?
Yeah, I actually
battling?
had friends that was there.
Okay.
I caught so many things.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something that was funny? And I'm going to really embarrass you.
Yeah.
So there is a young woman here at the office who I don't know that I've met. Channing starts talking about Pokemon, and she pops out of her office. And I think, well, maybe Channing has put out a lady lure, see if something's going on. And
Just the facts, man.
she goes, right.
He learned some tips from his older brother.
level are you at?
And she says, I'm level 17. And we're all like, wow. And he's like, I'm level 25. And you could just tell that there was a moment in her, and she's like, this guy plays Pokemon all the time.
Yeah,
like,
too much.
this is not going to work out. But I'm just saying, you got to find
I don't
another
know, I
level
think she's-
25 now.
I think she's pretty impressed.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, so maybe that's the thing is like they could do it together.
Oh, go
Yeah.
get a Charmander,
Little
get her up to
bonding.
level 18.
In fact, I know she's really impressed.
I know she is. You should ask her this week if she wants to go on a Pokewalk with you.
Should.
That would be so charming.
It would be. You walk. There's probably a lot down towards
Would it?
this college. A lot of lures and
Probably
stuff.
right.
Cool, man.
Cool, dude.
Cool.
My favorite thing is when I know Eddie arrives at the office on Wednesdays to record is when he starts doing his like nerd from The Simpsons voice, talking to Chandler about his Pokemon, and he's very sincerely like congratulating him for his accomplishments.
Dude,
but he
that's
doesn't.
so cool.
Yeah, congratulations. That's the best thing.
Because Eddie, it kind of feels like you're just becoming a big bully.
I would.
Like you're just picking on the Pokemon
You would
player.
block
What did they ever do to
yourself.
you?
I would block myself. If I was Channing, I would block me from your life.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man. All right. Well, let us know your early driving things, or in case of Chandler, your current driving weird things.
Want to look at, and if you want to hit up all of our stuff or Chandler's Facebook, he has a ton of pictures of his Pokemon. Screenshots of that time you went to Lake Eola and got all those fish. That was nuts.
That was awesome.
That is so nuts. You can power all them up. You got any eggs hatching?
For real though, one of my favorite things in life is when Chandler posts a new screenshot of some sort of demon creature that he caught, and he's excited about it. Eddie's very enthusiastic replies.
I appreciate the support
on Facebook.
Chandler,
always.
Oh, poor guy.
Oh, it's funny.
Just a bit. You're being bullied all night.
My favorite thing though.
I've heard about this. Like on 2020.
We were at a family dinner a couple weeks ago, and he had to leave early, and so his parents and me and stuff. We were just talking, and I told them about like Chalissa, the episode of the podcast when the Chalissa thing happened.
I got a text from Mom that night.
What?
Cameron told us about Chalissa.
Yeah.
How's that going?
No, wait, here's my point. My favorite thing about this, about you posting under his thing, and you guys talking about girls with him, is his brother, don't have to because y'all are teasing him like a big brother. And I get a free pass.
Now you guys are just creating a whole gang of bullies. It's worse than one.
I don't do anything.
But the thing is, I still notice all the time that she like likes his stuff, and I'm like, all right, well,
it's really great because as a brother, I don't have to do anything, but I get to enjoy the torment happening. It's really wonderful.
Any Chalissa updates, or is that dead in the water?
No.
Oh man, because of the Pokemon thing.
Yeah, she doesn't play, so it just wouldn't work.
Yeah, you can't date a level
Obviously,
1.
if she doesn't play, this ain't gonna work out.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah, I gotta get a level 24 or above.
Yeah,
or they just don't understand me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like we're talking different languages here. All right, listen. I don't know how to break this to you, Chalissa. I'm level 24. Our lives are going different directions.
At 20 and above, she's got to be into those flat brimmed hats.
You can't keep up.
Right.
You're on one trajectory. I'm on another. I just don't see this moving forward.
Many thanks to our show sponsors for making the show possible. Remember, you can start your free trial today at squarespace.com. And then when you decide to sign up for Squarespace, use offer code RELEVANT to get 10% off your first purchase. Also, thanks to Warby Parker. Visit warbyparker.com/relevant to begin your free home try-on experience today. When you go to that specific URL or use the promo code RELEVANT and lets them know you heard about it on the show, and it keeps the support coming, and we appreciate it. Many thanks also to our guests, Colony House. Check out their new album, Only the Lonely. I guess only if you're lonely. Check it out. It's a good soundtrack for evenings while you're sitting on the couch
watching Naked
playing
and Afraid.
Candy Crush.
Yeah, texting your buddy about putting a statue on another buddy's yard.
Bullying your younger brother on Facebook. Bullying your siblings.
Only the Lonely. It's available for pre-order at iTunes, and you can hear their first 2 singles now on Spotify. Follow them on Twitter at Colony House Band. Thanks also to my hero, Rick Warren, for joining us. Follow him on Twitter at Rick Warren if you want to see a lot of wisdom throughout this tumultuous season. Check out relevantmagazine.com. We have awesome content every day. We have Facebook instant articles going now. If you're on Facebook, they're really fancy looking, and we are working on some big stuff. We are blowing up the website this fall and redesigning the magazine this fall. Mm-hmm. We are rebooting everything. Why? Because every couple of years we get really itchy and we want to just blow things up. And I couldn't be more excited. This is when I come alive.
I've seen some of the pictures. They're very cool.
Thank you. Subscribe now, and you'll get the new era of Relevant shipped to your house. And keep your eye on the site because it's going to get really exciting. RelevantMagazine.com. The new issue's out now, and it's only $1 a month to subscribe. I think you'll like it. On that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Eddie Kaufholz.
I'm Chandler Strang.
I'm Joy Gertrude.
I'm Jesse Carey.
And you know what? We're going to send it out the right way. Here's some DJ Official.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Say we on duty like them plain clothes. We ignited and us fire much flame so hot. We was lame dumb slaves, we was plain robots. Ever since we been clean, not a stain, no spat, no blame, much gain. He remains on tap. We surrendered our plans, our games, plots. When his spirit came down like some rain on cracks. Sometimes we get drained and your main straight flat. Submission gets hard to swallow like your main drink sketch. It's strange, I'm feeling strained like my veins gon' pop, but
what my brother say. Your work is not in vain, don't stop. So
Thanks for listening to The Relevant Podcast. Connect with us on Twitter @RelevantPodcast and get bonus material from this episode and more at the podcast section on relevantmagazine.com. And don't forget to check the magazine out. It's available on newsstands and at the iTunes App Store, or you can subscribe online at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
Okay, no second, we ain't got no time. Yes, sir, gotta work out, gotta lay out, gotta get at it and feel for the save out. So get busy, okay, gotta grind, okay, no second, we ain't got no time. Yes, sir, look, you look around, you can see why we breathe everywhere that we look, everyone is deceived.
Oh, this is terrible. These croutons are awful.